You look so good.
Thank you.
Family.
Good morning.
Or partner enough.
Good morning.
Looking fantastic. I love the eye. The eye is working, girl. It's giving amazing.
Thank you, my beautiful Carl. I love your hair.
Our comms are off.
Step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. You're live at S3. My name is Kevin Hart. This is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It's amazing to be with you today. It's lovely. It really
Yeah, sure. No, dude,
feels
you can't
that way.
start like that.
It
man.
feels that way. It's so lekker.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be in your company. Let's do this Thursday morning, man.
Yes.
Hope you are well wherever you are. Interesting one today. We celebrate World Password Day today. Yep, it's a day there put out for us to remind us of the importance of having a secure password
Yes.
to protect our privacy and to avoid the possible theft of information. Is this something
Exactly.
that you're very, very kind of strict on? How do you do it?
Very passionate about. I just wanted to know that, well, I wanted you to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is like one of the most impressive passwords you can create for
is.
anybody. I know that's one of the things, but you have to be a bit more dynamic. So find something close to you and then tail it with different numbers so you know the sequence, otherwise you'll forget your password.
But the thing is, do you lock it away somewhere? I think that's the thing, because we
No.
have so many different accounts. But Grant Hines is going to be here.
Oh, good.
He's going to be running us through some rather interesting solutions. If you're one of those that's got like 50,000 accounts and a different password for each of them, you want to keep track of them, we'll sort you out with that. And then, of course, entertaining us from Johannesburg, the a cappella group, The Joy.
Joy.
Spreading some joy for us on this Thursday. And you might have seen them at Coachella. Just dropping it in there as well, performing alongside Doja Cat, dropping that in there as well. And they were even reposted on social media. They were Justin Bieber was there and like, hey, look at these oaks.
But they were fantastic, honestly,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that Doja Cat, who has some South African roots, took the joy over there, and now we're taking the joy for ourselves and Expresso, but also sharing it with you. And finally, we connect with actress Shannon Ezra, who we've been told is so good at acting as a lawyer that people come to her asking for legal advice. They're like, don't talk to me, talk to my Shannon. It happens.
Just like that. But it's interesting. I love that. I mean,
Yeah.
that just shows the level of professionalism
Love
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Big
Yeah.
words in the morning.
It's big words
That's how
in the
you
morning.
juxtapose the show and the earliness of the show. It's amazing. And looking at somebody as flamboyant and aesthetically pleasing as this individual, live from Johannesburg, City of Gold, it is Zanele.
Are you talking about me? Can't get out of here. Hello, handsome gentlemen. And hello to you, Zanzi. You know, we're always so glad when you are in the building. And I've got a checklist this morning. Makeup done, hair ready, clothes woolies, of course. And family, i.e. you, in the building, all right? And the building that you can find us, of course, is the Johannesburg studio. We're coming to you live from the Samsung showroom in Design Quarter. And my friend, I hope you're ready for a beautiful morning indeed, because we've got so many things lined up, as you heard from the gents. But, you know, we also want to hear from you on social media. So let's get into our good morning post. This morning, you heard it is World Password Day. And this is why we want to get into that little mind of yours in terms of passwords. So, hashtag Expresso Show and hit us up on WhatsApp as well, 063-408-8863. We want to know, when it comes to your passwords, do you trust your family or partner enough to give them those passwords? Or is it a huge no-no for you? Where do you stand, huh? Hit us up, send us that voice note. Also, hashtag Expresso Show on all social media platforms. But I'll kick us off. I know that for me, I can give you my phone password, but everything else, zero. You're not getting it. You cannot. My bank, my email, my Twitter, my Instagram, I can't give it to you. I'm so sorry. Half the time it's because I can't remember as well. However, it is also just because it is for me and it is mine. Thank you very much. But what is it for you? Let us know for this morning's Good Morning Post. For now, we need to take care of business because it is the top of the hour. So, Ewan, let's go with the news headlines, shall we?
Let's go with it. Thank you so much, Zanele. 4 minutes past 6 o'clock on your Thursday morning. Let's start taking a look at those big news stories. Starting off with your national news, the retrenchment of close to 4,900 post office employees will go ahead. Now, this follows the unsuccessful application for the temporary employee-employer relief scheme known as TERS by the Joint Business Rescue Practitioners. One of the practitioners, Anuj Ruplal, has said that they hope that the TERS funding would provide temporary relief to the bargaining unit staff members. Now, the Unemployment Insurance Fund's TERS would have helped to pay employees for the next 12 months, while a turnaround plan was to be put in place. The troubled state-owned company was placed under business rescue in July last year. Meanwhile, the miners' union, the NUM, is threatening industrial action against the mining industry's planned layoffs. Several mining companies have announced that they will begin layoffs due to, among other things, sustained lower commodity prices. The president of the NUM, Dan Balapile, says the first demonstration is planned for Saturday at Sibanye-Stillwater. Balapile says if they don't receive the desired response, the NUM and other unions will apply for an Article 77 certificate and begin nationwide industrial action at all mining companies. Jumping over to international news, looted artifacts from the Asante Kingdom are finally on display in Ghana, 150 years after British colonizers pilfered them. Ghanaians have flocked to the Mahia Palace Museum in Kumasi in the Asante region to welcome the 32 items. The items have only been loaned to Ghana for 3 years. The agreement is between two British museums, the Victoria and Albert Museum and the British Museum, and the Asante King, not the Ghanaian government. The Asante King is believed to be invested with the spirits of his ancestors or predecessors. And some 300 pro-Palestinian protesters in New York university campuses were arrested on Tuesday night after police officers raided buildings the students had taken over. Dramatic footage showed police climbing a ladder to enter Hamilton Hall, which had been occupied by Columbia University, and later removing people handcuffed with zip ties. The New York Police Department said yesterday 300 people in total were arrested, including 119 at Columbia University and 173 at the City College of New York, on charges of trespassing, criminal mischief and burglary. And we'll end off this news bulletin with this story. Exciting news on the movie front is that several South African film stars will join Beyoncé and her daughter Blue Ivy in the upcoming Lion King prequel titled Mufasa, the Lion King. John Carney, who voiced Rafiki in the initial 2019 live-action remake of The Lion King, will reprise his role. The younger Rafiki will be voiced by another South African great, the hilarious Kagiso Lediga. And then South African actress Thuso Mbedu, who has starred in African hits such as The Woman King, will also feature in the film. Now, this movie, to be released on 20 December, dives deep into Mufasa's backstory and his childhood bond with the evil Scar. And And I can tell you now, it's going to be a cinematic treat full of diversity and talent, and we cannot wait to see. We are all for it. That's the news headlines for the 6 o'clock bulletin. We'll have another one for you at 7 o'clock right now. Carl standing by with the first look at your sports.
Excellent. You and let's take a look, and starting with football action. Nicholas Fulkrug's first half strike propelled Borussia Dortmund to a 1-0 victory over Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League semi-final first leg. Fulkrug capitalized on Nico Schlotterbeck's precise pass, delivering a clinical finish past Gianluigi Donnarumma, and PSG, aiming for their first Champions League title, struggled against Dortmund's solid defence, and the return leg in Paris awaits next Tuesday, with the winners facing either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid in the final on the 1st of June. That is at Wembley. Now let's stay with football. Australia announced their T20 World Cup, or should I say cricket. That's with notable omissions, including former captain Steve Smith and rising talent Jake Fraser-McGurk. All-rounder Mitchell Marsh will lead the side, while veteran David Warner has been selected for what could be his final international tournament. The squad features experienced players like Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, as well as Glenn Maxwell, with 11 members from the 2021 T20 World Cup winning campaign. On to F1, celebrated Chief Technical Officer, that's Adrian Newey, will depart Red Bull in early 2025 after 19 years. Now, Newey's exit follows a controversy involving team principal Christian Horner. His departure is expected to trigger a bidding war for his services, with Ferrari among the frontrunners. Newey, revered as one of the greatest F1 designers, played a pivotal role in Red Bull's dominance. And let's wrap up with tennis. Andrei Rublev ended Carlos Alcaraz's bid for a third consecutive Madrid Open title on Wednesday, defeating the defending champion in their quarterfinal showdown. Rublev 4-6, 6-3, 6-2 victory marked Alcaraz's first loss on Spanish clay in 25 matches. Rublev advances to the semi-finals and will face American Taylor Fritz. That's it for your sport for now. With another update in 1 hour, let's take a look at your weather.
Thank you so much, Carl. Some weather news. First and foremost, the SA Weather Service has once again warned of extremely high fire danger conditions expected over the western and northern parts of Limpopo, the central parts of the Northern Cape, as well as the northern parts of the Western and Eastern Cape. Meanwhile, the Table Mountain National Park says yesterday morning's light rain helped limit the spread of fires on the mountain. The park's head of fire management, Justin Bachman, says fires are still smouldering between Kirstenbosch and Newlands because the area is impassable for firefighters. As a precautionary measure, several hiking trails remain closed to allow some 60 firefighters from various firefighting organizations to work on the fire line and deal with flare-ups. Well, we've got to salute them on their incredible work as well. And then, of course, for those morning views, please remember this morning, if the sun rises and you see a beautiful shot, snap a picture and send it to us on our WhatsApp line. We'd love to share it with the rest of our viewers. 063 408 8863 is the number to send it to. And with that, here's your temperatures going into your Thursday.
Hello, Uppington with 35.
Yo.
You know, winter's coming, Uppington. You can stop now. Yo, it's nice and warm. But the thing is, the show is warm today. Of course, we were chatting about some password protection hacks. We're looking forward to you sharing some light in that, because this is big in this time of the context we're living in right now.
People don't know how to use passwords.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody's getting hacked. But we'll fix that for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is what's important. The whole day set aside
Yes.
for passwords and the protection thereof.
Security.
Exactly. And then we can also sit down with JP Sebastian some cryptographic themes with regards to movies, with regards to passwords. And this day we celebrate, we dive in there as well. And maybe you've seen some of them and maybe not, but we'll jolt your memory just a little bit. We'll see you after the break. Stick around.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3. It's wonderful to hang out with you on this morning because it's also almost weekend, so the vibes are there.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And this morning is actually quite important because we celebrate World Password Day. That's right, to remind us why it is so important to have secure passwords to protect our privacy and to avoid the possible theft of information.
Now we have somebody who's our resident tech guru, somebody who's going to help us through this. Grant Hines is here to take a spin through password protection apps and show us how to keep our digital secrets safe and sound. In this day and age, when we're using so many different apps on our phones, of course, these devices now open the world to us, which is quite, I mean, it's an insecure thought if you think about it. So, Grant, let's start off with why are we so bad at passwords and keeping passwords and using passwords? Because you say that we actually don't even know how to wield the password.
Yeah, look, the problem with passwords is that everybody just chooses one, right?
Yes.
And then they use it across everything, and that's exactly the thing that hackers use to gain access to other accounts. It's happened to me. Happened to me a few times, actually very recently. So what people will do is they will get databases of information where your email address and your password is linked to something else.
Yes.
And then if you use that email and password with another service, maybe your bank account, then you might think they've just hacked your online streaming service, but they've actually got access potentially to your bank account now because they can just use that information across on your bank account. So it's really good to start thinking about passwords seriously and being able to understand how to create good passwords and what works for you.
But I think part of the problem is because our lives are online and there's so many different things that we sign into that we protect with our passwords. I mean, you know, to remember a bunch of different passwords. I mean, not all of us go sit down and keep a little book and lock and how to do, because we go for the password that we know it's a good password, whatever, but it's the one.
Yeah.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
A book, writing it down with a book is actually a good idea. It's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
And it's free, which is really cool. But there are a bunch of apps called password vaults.
Okay,
And
cool.
I've been using a few in the past, and some of them cost money and some of them are free. So I'm going to help you with some open source ones specifically, so that you can jump in and you don't have to remember your passwords, which is very important. You get something called like KeyPass or KeyWeb. KEEWEB, that's open source. It looks a little bit complicated, and I think for a lot of people, like I think of my folks a lot when I introduce technology to people, could be a little bit complex, but I've been using something called 1Password, and there's something called Proton Pass, which is also open source, which I highly recommend. So this has got an extra layer of security from a password vault where it will create email addresses for you and then forward that to your existing email address. So like if you need access to something but you don't have an email address or you want to use a different email address for security,
That's
you
so
can do
cool.
that. So here we go. I'm just going to quickly show you what you can do with it. And I use my password vaults for lots of things.
Okay.
So like whether I want to save banking details or if I want to save passport details or credit card details. What a password vault is, it's a piece of encrypted software on your phone or online, which means that you have access to, you just need one password to get into that vault, but you also need another layer of security. There's like a security password, so write that down. So people can't access this password
So
vault.
there is a password to get to your password.
Well, there's an encryption process to get into your password vault. Once you're in, you can add like stuff like login details. So I can go, say I want to add say we had an Expresso account, I can add an Expresso account. Then I can, with this app, I can create a password. So it says generate a new password. I would never remember this password, but for instance, it will tell you the strength of that password. You can then confirm it. And then from this app, you can copy paste.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. And then you can also use different email addresses if you want to create an email address. You can even add two-factor authentication that this app uses. So in order for you to get into whatever service you want to get access to,
Pop a notification up there as
it
well.
will pop a notification through this app. And it's easy to use because once you've got your password in this app and in your password vault, all you need to do is either give your keyboard access to it so that you can just, your phone will remember that password for that service, or you can copy paste it from the app, which is what I like to do. I think that's an extra layer of security.
Yeah.
So that's the first app that I download on a new phone is my password vault. So I've got access to everything, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. And I don't know what those passwords are. I actually don't know what my passwords are. My password vault remembers.
I just want to know, if you swap phones, right?
Yes.
And you obviously transfer all of that. Is everything then still there?
On your vault.
On the new phone, on the vault? Because you obviously sign into
It depends. I think some of the open source services have local like KeyPass or KeyWeb keeps it locally, but I like having it on a secure vault in the cloud. I know that is a kink in the chain, but if you're using a password vault, you're better than 99.9% of people that are using their passwords, because they always go like their high school name 1, their high school name 2, their high school name 3 exclamation mark. You know, you've got all those kinds of passwords that you've remembered. But having a password vault means that you can never have to remember your passwords, which is an awesome luxury, right? It's way more secure than having to create these strange passwords.
And I think less hassle, because there is this nifty little button on a website that says forgot password. And then you can go there. You know, that's how the old school, I think, people do it.
That's how we do it most days.
Nowadays, you know, I forgot my password, and then it'll send a link. And
and then you can send the link and then make sure that you can recreate it with the app. And I think that's what you do with these password vaults. But remember, that's also how hackers get into your account. So if they get access to your email address and then try to change your this has happened to me. They change your password, or they manage to change the main email address to that account that forwards to them, then you lost access to your account. And changing your billing to that particular service or whatever becomes next to impossible. So you think right now, I'm super secure, I've used numbers and exclamation marks and things in all my passwords, but it's all the same password. If some website or service that you use is not secure, this happened with PlayStation a while back, where they put it into a text document, and a hacker got access to that. They'll then try that. Bots will try that password and username across the entire net. And things like if your banking account has got those details, you are messed up. So make sure that you stay secure. It's very simple, extra step, but very cool.
nice.
Amazing stuff. And of course, let's take our passwords seriously. I mean, it is a dynamically changing world out there, and we need to look after ourselves, especially if we perhaps come into a large sum of money. I don't know.
Ooh,
Maybe
then you need
it
the
could
passwords,
happen.
my friend.
It could happen.
Yeah, now look, if you are passionate about the game, then you can use your sport know-how to predict match day results and claim your share in today's sports stake jackpots. Your chances of winning big could become a reality off the pitch.
So you can actually play your favorite sports day game on the nationallottery.co.za website. Make sure password protected, please. So make sure to play right now and stand a chance to earn bragging rights to #TheInja yeah game. That's
Just
how it goes.
like that. And then secure it with a good password and use the password vault to
There
make
we
sure
go.
that you have access to the money that you win. We are going to take a very quick break. We are still on the hype of Password Protection Day. JP Sebastian is going to be with us. He's going to chat us through some cryptographic twist movies. Yeah, that has to do. That's in line with what we are talking about today.
Look at him, and he's ready to go. He's filled with joy. Hey, talking about joy, an a cappella group that just made a lovely appearance on the stage at Coachella with Doja Cat. We'll meet them in the next couple of minutes, so stay there.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's so nice to have you along for the ride. Now, of course, we were chatting about passwords a little earlier, but we had to kind of go a little further with JP Sebastian and talk about some of the movies that feel that there's this certain cryptic nature of them. There's a sort of a cipher movie recommendation session that we need to have over here as JP. Is that how you curated this set of movies? You wanted
there's
them
like
to
so.
twists?
So these aren't necessarily like my personal best for movies that are like pretzel inside a noodle inside a turducken, etc., of a twist at the end of a twist inside a Shyamalan. Wow, that was a huge description.
Used turducken in a whole
A turducken is a mysterious
I
thing.
know.
It really is. How do they get everything in there?
The inscriptions in old pyramids and stuff. No, anyway, so yeah, these are movies that have interesting twists or mechanics to them that I think that are worth your rewatch or whatever. Because some of these you probably have seen before. I know that you're a fan of the first director, big Christopher Nolan man over here in.
Yeah, big, massive, and I mean, especially with the the Prestige being your first one.
Prestige was not his first movie.
No, your first one today.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
The first
Don't
one was
worry,
obviously Memento. But this is probably my personal favorite. So, I mean, come on. You and I don't need to tell you the dude who did Inception, which obviously is its own little, noodle in itself. But that was pretty much an obvious choice, I think, for Inception to be this puzzle-type movie. So I went with The Prestige. And if you didn't remember The Prestige, dudes, this is such a good one. Like,
oh, yeah.
I think this is probably Nolan at his best. I'm not saying that his other movies are bad by no stretch of the imagination, but hey, it's your first time with Christian Bale there magically catching a bullet, and it's all about magic. And it actually is researched, I think, from back in the day where, dudes, these guys were like the way we have like clout chasers now who will like go to the nth degree for the most insane act of self-aggrandizing.
Yeah.
Magicians were like at each other's throats back in the day. So it was Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman, who were these two guys with two different styles and approaches to their magic. And they would literally come to fisticuffs. That means fighting. That means boxing in South Africa. That's a very old school word for how to get the secrets of the one guy out of the other guy. And so it's all cloak and dagger, and it's all sort of spy-like. And throughout there's this mystery of, is it about true magic? Does true magic exist? Or is it just about hard work? And then there's also this other mysterious element. We just saw his house there. I love him so much. David Bowie as Nikola Tesla.
Yes!
That's such a good turn in this.
And he does so well in this
It's
as
a
well.
mystery as itself, and that a musician is that good an actor, and obviously he's had other acting roles in the past. But the Prestige, man, everything.
Great choice.
Like I said, like this whole thing is a turducken with a magic wand and a fancy top hat. And geez, dudes, like the reveal, the twist at the end is really harrowing. I'm not going to give it away, of course. Obviously,
Yes.
a lot of you have seen it, but I remind you, just watch it again.
But I think it is worth a rewatch, this specific movie, for sure.
Have you seen it? Are you titillated?
I have seen it, but many years ago.
Yeah.
Then
It's
dig back into that.
It's time. Okay.
Next one, help me out, Jeff.
Arrival.
Oh, man. From the director
Denny.
of Dune Part 1 and 2. I don't need to tell you about Denis Villeneuve from Sicario, etc., etc. So this dude makes a little Fabergé egg, a little babushka doll in a Fabergé egg. Some of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what these descriptions are. They're cryptic in their own right. And Amy Adams is this linguist. And this is interesting. I don't think that in the past you have all these other scientists who get brought into apocalypse movies. You have, the physicist needs to resolve the asteroid problem. The I don't know, whatever, the engineer needs to solve this sort of like machine, etc. But it's about the puzzle of linguistics. And every alien movie that we've had in the past is about, oh no, they're invading. How do we resolve the politics of the invasion? This movie's like, how do we say hi?
That's it.
Like, when you meet something for the first time, it's actually used as a popular trope from the field of linguistics, is that the first time English people met Aboriginal people in Australia, they were greeted in whatever way they tried to when they first saw each other, and a rabbit ran by, and the Aboriginal guy said some word that the English guy didn't understand, and they thought that was the word for rabbit, but it could have been the word for what is that? It could have been the word for speed. It could have been. Anyway, so this movie like gets into the reeds of the complexities of language in that way. But at the same time, it's so interesting. And especially now, I think especially that you're looking at those shots of mass media and the news and stuff like that, how language actually can possibly physiologically transform us. It's like after major events, like I remember, when we lived through 9/11, we had a whole new gamut of words introduced to our daily lives, like insurgent and all that kind of stuff. And language actually starts to change her mind. Anyway, I'm going to move on.
Okay. I don't actually think I've seen that.
Arrival is...
Dude, it's so beautiful,
It's hauntingly beautiful in so many different ways, and it's like that slow burn,
and
which I love.
that mechanic is so fascinating. What language does as a tool.
Yeah.
Watch it for yourself.
Sure.
You owe it to yourself. It's so good.
Chat to us about Ghost in the Shell 2.
Yeah, man, innocence. What's insane about this movie, for a start, is I was trying to look for footage to show you guys, and it's like, why is this all butts? Why is this footage all bad?
Yes.
Crummy SD quality. It looks like cans. Luckily, I found stuff that looks like HQ. And this because this movie preposterously is from 2004. Why I say preposterously is like the animation is sickeningly good. It is so sickeningly good that Ghost in the Shell looks as good as it does this late. What is this? Oh my goodness,
Wow.
20 years later, and this looks as good as it does. Mamoru Oshii, who is the genius, obviously, Ghost in the Shell 1, 1995. And so, yeah, this is interesting, obviously, in the climate of AI. And what is real and what is not real. And the story of Ghost in the Shell is always, well, where does human end and where does robot begin? Once I replace all my body parts, once I don't have legs anymore that are flesh, then machine. Once I have a heart, that's a machine heart. Once I'm having chips in my brain, like, am I still having the human experience? Like, what is there left inside this, you know, like, is there any chocolate left at the core of the foil egg? Well, JP, what are these metaphors? Anyway, so Ghost in the Shell has this harrowing prospect, even from 2004, about AI that we're just learning now. And I can't tell you what it is because it would give away the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But there is something behind artificial intelligence that we're all in real life going to have a hard conversation about as far as cruelty. As far as it is, this movie gets so freaking dark, guys. But again, it's one of these down the rabbit hole.
It looks so
follow
good.
the
Sure.
dudes, 20 years old.
2004, I can't believe that.
It is stupidly good. It's ridiculous, but whatever. I'm being shouted at to go to next movie. I have this mysterious voice in my
Under the
head.
Silver Lake, that's the one. Let's go straight to that.
And this one fell under the radar for a lot of people.
Well, including me, I've never heard of this movie.
What the heck is Under the Silver Lake?
Yeah, what is that?
2018. Andrew Garfield. Man, this dude is one of the best actors we've got. Obviously, he had that unfortunate turn in the Spider-Man's movies. Plurals are mysterious to me. And Under the Silver Lake is... it's got this, as you can see, this weird dream-like quality to it, and this is similar to another name that you guys might remember, and hopefully we get to it. Maybe if I have time, I will. Donnie Darko. So it's this young dude who is like this millennial-type kid who is at his wit's end with where to go next in life because, well, life just keeps serving you curveballs, doesn't it? So he's out of a job, he's out of rent, etc., etc. And he finds this mysterious girl who he thinks is going to sort of solve all these problems because they hit it off one night, and then she mysteriously disappears, and he starts to see all these weird codes around. And this movie was so interesting to me just from the trailers, and it doesn't come down to it as its main thesis, but it was so interesting in that it seemed like it's a story about a young man who believes that the world is there for his visual consumption, that everything is a sign. Look, some conspiracies are important. There are things that are actual, real conspiracies, sure, that we have to have major discussions about. But there are some things where it's just like, dude, are you maybe just reading too much into things? So it's interesting that this movie does this fascinating tightrope between, wait, is this guy actually reaching like the part at the end of the rainbow with like finding the truth after he, chased these breadcrumbs down the rabbit hole? Damn, metaphors in metaphors again. Or is it all in his head? And so Under the Silver Lake is this sort of hidden gem. It's not, knockout necessarily, but definitely do give it a try.
Thanks, JP. I love this. I love this. Yes, they're not brand new movies and what, but I mean, there's a lot. There's two at least that I would love to go see.
I'm going to go rewatch maybe 3 of these,
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
And I think Donnie Darko is it's an honorable mention we can't get to right now, but I think it's definitely one that I would recommend highly if you want to go and check out this particular universe of movies. But talking about universes of the password, World Password Day we're celebrating today. When it comes to your passwords, do you have enough trust to share them with your partner or family members, or is it a big no-no for you? Thanks a lot for sharing your thoughts on 063 408 8863. Let's take a look at some of your comments right now.
Yeah, here we go. Gary, good morning. Gary says, actually watched The Beekeeper last night about how multi-international scammers gain people's trust and empty their bank accounts. Never mind passwords. Never, never, ever give anyone your PIN or OTP. Not even family, I presume, with that post there. So there we have it, Gary. Thank you.
Zola saying, good morning, my favorite people. Happy Thursday. My wife is the only person who knows my password. See, there's a marriage retaining idea.
I like that. Let's see. Botamela says, a big no. It's a hard no there.
I'm going to try that as a password. Maybe it's a big no.
Big no. That's actually very good. And then Christian, good morning, fam. Sometimes it is a big no-no, especially when they are able to access the important things like schoolwork or emails, etc. And they need to earn my trust in order for me to see that they won't do anything, be naughty with my things, so I can change my password. No. And again, now and again, I believe. There we go.
All right. Varied comments coming through. Some yes, some not. But we also do have a voice note that we would like you to listen to quickly.
No. I can't share my password with anybody because they might use my phone while I'm gone. So there's a possibility for them to do something that I won't like. So I'm saying it's a big no to share your password with your family member or partner, whatever.
Yeah, you see now, the thing is, especially with phones, because yes, you've got maybe a biometric kind of logging to your
and that
phone
gentleman
or
just shared the signature of his own voice.
Right.
There we go.
But the thing is, when you on your phone and you log into websites and you sign up, it always asks you, save this password, and you go, yes, multiple times. So if somebody can gain access to your phone, right?
Yeah, to your browser.
They pretty much have access.
There's a bank of
everything.
passwords. What's so weird, and I'll tell you a little more trivia. I'm just eating into the password segment now. Sorry, guys. But apparently, even having a password that's too hyper unique, Edward Snowden said this, can identify you. So if your password isn't common enough in a weird way, it can also be a matcher for linking a person to a style. If I choose an artist, if I have all Kendrick Lamar lyrics that are niche to whatever. Anyway, I'm just saying there's an interesting signature almost to having a password that's too good. It's all debatable. And man, with quantum computing, breaking through our passwords, the future is...
This is dynamic, but of course it is something to think about as well. As I share a password for you, ZANELE is my next password. It's a good one. How am I doing?
Oh, thank you, my beautiful Cape Town family. Oh, I love the way that we're feeling this morning. It's the right vibe for us to be getting into the weekend soon enough. But this morning, we're talking all about the things that you need to know about, such as Woolworths' Fishing for the Future program. We're going to be getting into it and we're going to be chatting about it very in depth. So trust me, you want to stick around for it because you know that Woolworths is always up to something. And then, my friend, have you ever heard of tuna meatballs? Neither have I. Which is why we need to stick around for Chef Clem's Italian tuna meatball recipe. It sounds delicious, and I also know it also sounds very intriguing, so I know I can't wait to hear about it. But we're going to take a short break, and when you come back, all of that and a whole lot more right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Only you can make my day. Know me if you want to. Roll around the world. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Now, in 2008, Woolworths proudly launched their Fishing for the Future program, a fantastic program, a program committed to the restoring of marine ecosystems and sustainable seafood. And with this initiative, they ensure that all of their seafood is responsibly sourced for better food choices, thriving communities, and healthy oceans. And this morning, joining us to tell us more about their journey to a more sustainable marine ecosystem is Rahim Hussain. Rahim, lovely to have you on the couch this morning, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so it's World Tuna Day today.
Yeah, what a pleasure it is to be here to celebrate this day with your viewers.
Yeah, look, tell us a bit more about the Fishing for the Future program and how does it really go about helping promote seafood sustainability?
In 2008, we launched the Fishing for the Future program and extended our focus beyond, the sustainability credentials that were in place. We look to expand our transparency, our traceability, and positive social impact. And we were one of the first retailers on the African continent to launch Poland line caught tuna, as well as our ASC certified wild caught and farmed seafood. Now, it really speaks to the lengths we go through to lead the industry to bring about positive change. And the Fishing for the Future program is really anchored in three key focuses. The first being the guidelines, the frameworks, the procurement policies, and how we ensure in the lens we go to make sure we've got only sustainable seafood on our counters. It is about our obsession with quality and making sure we conduct extensive testing, DNA testing, histamine testing, and other tests to ensure that we bring the best quality seafood to our customers. The second focus for our business is around proactive transparency. Now, proactive transparency, simply put, speaks to the fact that we are able to determine from source to plate the actual vessel that caught your tuna. So this really prevents illegal fishing, unethical sourcing. And lastly, the third focus as part of the program is really about responsible consumption. Now, this is the most important part for me. It's about these consumers making better choices, more informed choices. And an understanding when you buy Woolies tuna or Woolies seafood, for that matter, that you're having positive environmental impact, positive social impact, and the fact that future generations to come will enjoy what we have today.
The Fishing for the Future program, it is but one leg of Woolworths' sustainable and good business journey. How does this play into the rest of those social commitments from Woolworths' side?
Yeah, our vision is to become one of the world's most responsible retailers. That is a vision of what we put out there. The Good Business Journey program really is anchored across our business. It is, pervasive in every facet of it. And when we look at the Good Business Journey, it takes people, it takes community, and it takes planet at the heart of what we do. It's more than just a program for us. Yeah. And Fishing for the Future is just one plug-in, as you called out, into the Good Business Journey. There's Farming for the Future, our plastic initiatives, and a host of activity that the business undertakes and leads as Africa's or the world's leading retailer.
Yeah. No, look, I've been to some of the farms, especially there in the Hex River Valley as well, and I've firsthand seen the impact of a good business journey and how a farmer goes about, and the measures put in place. And I think it's fantastic what you guys are doing. Pole and line caught. What exactly does that mean for us oaks that are not, into the fishing jargon? What does it mean, and why is this the sustainable way? Because I can imagine bycatches plays into that.
Absolutely. So let's demystify some of those terms. So the most pervasive catch method and the most widely used is perseining. So perseining is about nets. So quite destructive and really talks to, bycatch. Now, what is bycatch? Simply explained, it's, dolphins, turtles, sharks that get caught up in this catch method and then are discarded. So that impact on marine life. Now, the other catch method is trawling. Trawling is similar, the use of nets. It's anchored down to the ocean bed, really disruptive to the ecosystems, the marine ecosystems, our coral reefs. Pole and line catch method, is an age-old tradition practiced for generations and generations, passed down from one generation to another. And it simply put is one hook, one line, catching one fish at a time. In the Maldives, where our tuna comes from, 100% is the only catch method used to procure tuna in the region. Now, I've had the privilege of going to the Maldives and being on one of these vessels. They're called the Doni. And on this Doni, you go out for 1 or 2 days to fish. It consists of roughly 20 to 25 fishermen. And once they spot a school of fish or tuna, they chum the waters and they use live bait to create sort of a feeding frenzy. And once this frenzy begins, I think the fun begins. You watch them haul out this tuna one at a time, and it's an absolute sight, an amazing sight to watch. But again, the skill that's involved, they make it look really simple. It isn't. I've tried it, and it isn't as simple as it looks.
No, look, I mean, we're talking tuna. It's a monster fish, you know what I'm saying. But it's not only about local, you're also reaching out internationally. The International Pole and Line Foundation, there's a relationship there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It extends beyond. When we look at the International Pole and Line Foundation, we look at what they advocate as an NGO. They are spearheading the advocacy for small-scale fisheries, these communities that are solely dependent on the catch of seafood. and one-by-one fisheries. You know, their approach is quite holistic. It focuses on social, economic, environmental, ecological, but it doesn't stop there. You know, they have the opportunity to influence policymakers, to engage with governments, with, you know, coastal states. And our partnership extends more than just procuring tuna. You know, it is about this deep knowledge, this inherent knowledge that we are making a difference. We are making a difference to our oceans, we're making a difference to the communities, and the knowledge that we have a collective aim to bring about this balance with nature that we look for. You know, many of these vessels are family-owned, they're community-owned, so this is the primary source of income. And when you look at these fish being caught, it's the understanding that when it goes into processing, that industry is predominantly dominated by women.
Yeah.
And the role they play within this industry as a second source of income, you know, protecting the livelihoods of these small-scale fisheries and communities. So such an important role that we have to play as a responsible retailer in leading the charge and leading the change.
Raheem, thank you very much. And it just puts it once again into perspective. Yes, Woolworths and you are driving this massive change, but at the end of the day, it is also a collective effort, and it really also comes down to the consumer to flip that switch and really look at the balance of nature, like you've put it.
So you've summed it up beautifully.
And I'm sure now you can better understand that each can of tuna tells a tale of responsible sourcing, which ensures healthy oceans for future generations, a tale of protecting endangered species like dolphins and turtles, and a tale of empowering coastal communities, and a tale of absolute quality. So choose with tomorrow in mind and shop responsibly sourced tuna from Woolworths. It's available in store, online, and on the app.
So let's continue our celebrations for World Tuna Day, and thanks a lot to Rahim Hussein introducing us to Woolworths' Fishing for the Future program, a sustainability program ensuring that all their canned tuna is responsibly sourced. Now, Chef Clem is going to dish us something mouth-watering using tuna in this little recipe. But first and foremost, just to reiterate, Fishing for the Future, why is it so important for consumers to actually think about the fish? And also, when fish is traceable to the actual fishing boat, why should we care about that as consumers?
The biggest thing for South Africa has been this mind shift into where our food comes from, because we as South Africa, as a country, produce so much amazing produce. So it's not just a conversation about where's it coming from. The big conversation now is how's it being farmed?
Yes.
So that old saying about there's plenty of fish in the sea, no, we're kind of like forgetting about that, and we're focusing really on sustainability, where our seafood's coming from, the traceability we spoke about, and the farming methods. And here's what blows my mind: in 2024, in a whole 2024, Woolworths is the only retailer to sell pole and line caught tuna canned. That's huge.
It is massive.
That's massive. So I don't want to say what everyone else is doing because it's obvious. But I mean, the fact that we're doing this one hook, one line, one fish at a time is the difference. That makes the difference. And that's how we're going to ensure that for generations to come, we're still going to be able to get canned tuna because, the change is happening now because it has to happen now. We're part of it. We're part of the Farming for the Future, and this is another way that we're showing how we care.
There we go, Fishing for the Future.
Yes.
And let's go into the present and make you a recipe showing you that Fishing for the Future is indeed about sustainability, and more importantly, the taste. Deliciousness is important as well.
Absolutely.
What are we making?
We're going to make a delicious soup that's got little, I want to say fish, tuna fritters, or like little dumplings in there. Super simple to make. It's a taste recipe, and it's quite nice because it adds a bit of texture to your soup. We know we do like a little bit of a crouton. This is a softer version of it, but it's delicious.
Did you want to say balachis?
I wanted to say balachis, but I was like,
South
Africa.
If you wanted to say balachis, that's fine.
You know,
it's like a little ball.
Okay, balachis. Fish balls. Yes. So, can I ask you to help me with the breadcrumbs? Super simple, and I don't take the crust off the bread. Gooi it in. We're going to go bread, egg, a little bit of oregano, a little bit of parsley, a little bit of salt, a little pepper. If you can make a flavored breadcrumb for me.
Everything goes in there.
Everything. Just tear it up and throw it in.
I got
also,
you.
a great way, if you have bread that's slightly stale, you want that bread. You want it to be a little dry because it's going to take on all that flavor. It's going to bind the balls together.
I haven't had bread in a while, so I want to eat this directly.
Bread, right?
Yeah.
Love it, love it. Okay, so
it's looking good to me.
I know, when you have been off bread for a while and you open a bag, why does it smell like heaven? Boom,
It's smelling so good.
Oh, God, just...
Okay, no, I won't do it, I won't do it.
Okay, we're also going to take, for the soup, we got the Woolies Country Vegetable Soup. Love, it's soup season. How do I know? Because when you walk into Woolworths, that soup section there...
And it's my favourite.
Packed, loaded with people getting the soups. And by the way, so we're talking about soups. Woolies have amazing selection of soups, new ones. The hot smoked trout soup. Oh my goodness.
I haven't had that one.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Is that
and
a fresh
again,
one?
the trout, yes, it's fresh. Again, the trout sustainably sourced, and we know how it's farmed and where it comes from. So
Traceability once again. Well
traceability.
done.
So here we go. Into the pan goes our soup. We got our onions and our red peppers again to add the like texture and flavor and a little bit of crunch.
Indeed.
That's in there, and then we're gonna bulk it up. Here's a good hack. If you're buying soup that normally would serve 2 people, add some extra stock, and now you're feeding 4.
Yes, indeed.
So there we go. Stock in, and that's gonna come to a simmer. Happiness. Carl is focusing.
I'm just no. The thing is with the I'm not the blender thing is just different for me.
You know what?
So just show me what you
I
would
got
do
you,
with the
I got
Thank
you.
I thought so. There was something there, and then there was like a there. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. I don't know what's gonna do that.
What did you do?
Lift it up. Nice and it doesn't have to be too fine. That's
Okay.
perfect. There we go.
Is that the crumb you're looking for?
That's the crumb. So you can
Okay.
get it into our mixing bowl. I'm gonna go in with what am I using today? I'm gonna use a tuna, shredded tuna in brine.
Yeah.
That looks good. That smells good. It smells amazing. Okay.
I like that.
We've drained it off already. You can pop that in the big bowl for us.
Okay, no problem. Let's have a
And
look.
then I'm gonna go. And then when you're done with that, you can go ahead and you can add the tuna. We're gonna go with 2 cans. Nice. So true fact, Raul de Morne at any given time always has a
Yes.
can of tuna in his pocket.
He does.
Man's
I mean,
obsessed with the protein.
It's protein, man. That's why.
There we go. And also, he's got Woolies tuna in his pocket for the sustainability. You know that man. He loves the traceability.
Yes, he
But
does.
also the fact that
Loves
the
his
tuna can
oceans.
has a ring on it. Again, it's 2024. Why people not putting rings on the cans? No, man. Do you own a tin opener at home? I do.
Okay, but that's like the most elusive thing in my house.
Right. That's what I'm saying now. So when you need it, it's gone.
Dump
It's
it in
this-
here?
There we go. Just dump it in. So, put a ring on the can. Put a ring on the can. Absolutely.
Yes, put a ring on it.
There we go. There we go. Into.
That's right.
I've got the. What's gonna happen now? What Carl's gonna do is mix everything together and shape the fish balls, the balikis, and you're gonna fry it. It's gonna get crispy on the outside. That's gonna add the texture to the soup. Get the heat on. Soup
All
is-
right, and we're
this
going
is-
straight in.
Straight
Or
in.
do you want me to be like sort of bougie with like a spoon
No, if you want
first
to, you
and-
can.
And you know,
But we're not going to do that today.
Okay.
You can make this mixture the day ahead, and then all you got to, and even roll the balls. So all you have to do the day when you do want to serve it is fry them up.
This is
and it's
perfect,
good. It's
eh?
happening. Where's the heat's coming? There we go. And all you do is you serve the soup in a bowl, top it with the fish balls. It's delicious. It's another interesting way to serve tuna besides tuna salad, but hey, don't knock a tuna salad. Absolutely amazing. And this is your sign today to go and make tuna salad. What's your,
do you know what I need?
what do you need? You need more breadcrumbs. Where'd you get that from? Wow.
No way.
No way. Okay, balls are doing their thing, soup's doing their thing. Like I said, all you do is you plate it up, top it with some herbs of parsley or basil,
Yeah.
and you're good to go. Can't
And that's
waste
it.
That's it. That's the one.
Is this the one?
It is.
This is
and
all
all you
I'm
got to do is
going
like,
for.
you are on.
That's it.
That's
what
it. It's
I'm looking for.
amazing. Shape the balls, fry the balls, put it with the soup, serve the soup. It's that easy.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
Done. I'll even take this one
Thank you.
in the middle. There we go. Well done, Carl.
Wow. Okay, is that it?
There we go. It's
Okay,
done.
I don't know the weights of these things as well. But okay, sorry,
okay.
I don't be specific.
That's
but
a big one.
Check.
It's a whale ball. Okay.
Okay, that's
in.
it. Done.
Done.
Do you want more?
Delicious. No,
I've got you covered.
sure. Why not? Why
Let's
not?
do it. Well, find this delicious Italian meatball soup recipe on taste.co.za and choose with tomorrow in mind. That's the thing. Just shop responsibly. Be aware. Because, of course, as you know, that Woolworths, they source their tuna in such a way where they are thinking about fishing for the future, sustainability, traceability, and ensuring you get the great quality that you deserve. It's available in-store, online, and on the app.
Yeah.
Yep, it's beautiful. That's what it is.
There are stories of strivers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3. And my friend, this morning, we don't just feel good. No. We've got the joy. And I mean that literally. We've got the joy with us. The guys who just came from Coachella. It's Coachella. but Kamuka Coachella. And they are Doja Cat's best friend. They are the guys who have got all of the sauce when it comes to bringing instant euphoria when you hear their voices. They are the ones who take the traditional Zulu music and mix it up with a little bit of a modern, beautiful a cappella flourish. And honestly and truly, my friend, they are talented beyond anything you could think because they are taking the world by storm. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show. It is The Joy. But first, before we give them a big round of applause, watch this.
Wakoba makata mancane sengathile nyamitengwa nguwe Wakoba makata mancane sengathile nyamitengwa nguwe
Oh my goodness! Everybody, welcome that joy to Expresso. Gents, ni right? That's good. Gents, I said Coachella. Guys, who has Doja Cat's number here? Any of you? You guys all just work together so beautifully. Your voices come together beautifully. How did this group start?
Sanibona ngizonibingelela nonke The Joy abafana abawu5 abahlangane esikolweni ngekhathi zama-culture
benina ngapi
iminyaka mina ngisakhumbula ukukhumbula
was it that long ago Batung?
Kodwa nje
High school?
6 years ago.
6 years ago. Oh wow.
Kuthe kusanjalo bese kuyikhathi zama-rehearsal so bese nakuthi nje sike sifike early ya sesifika early siba-5 kanje ngake ngaqala iculo bangibhekha-ke abafowethu bathe bengibhekha ngeza ukuthi hayi cha bandla ikhona ikhona bayasha abafowethu ngasuke nje sesihlela-ke la ukuthi bafowethu lento esiyenzayo i-right kakhulu why singayenzi nje sodwa ngaphandle nje kweningi yafomeka kanjalo-ke The Joy.
From choir to the world. I love it. And when Ntokoza cela usixolele sithandwa sami because nina niqhamuka eCoachella. Doja Cat's best friends. Can you explain ngalonto? How was it there?
To perform with Doja Cat on one stage was a great experience for us. Yabona nje sabafana baseHammarsdale sisuka lesijwayele ukuthi sike sicule emshadweni nakomasipala yabo mengabe sibiziwe ngaleso sikhathi so nje sesiya lapha ukuperforma lapha kukhona abantu abaningi kona sathi ukuba novalo kodwa ke sayishaya into yethu
ayishayile
sayime
ayunimele futhi wami futhi ke uJustin Bieber even posted you guys sanele cela uxolele beniziva njani when you could see a reaction yabantu?
Oh, okay. I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate South Africa nje iyonkana ngokureacta from ama platforms The Joy nje wonke. Besibonisa uthando olungaka. Siyabonga kakhulu kube intokozo kakhulu nje ukubona bereacta from ama platforms The Joy. Siyabona ukuthi futhi hayi lento esenzayo it's real.
It's big.
Yes.
Inkulu futhi wami.
So bese ngibonga omunye wama artistic osebalazweni owaziwa kakhulu uJustin Bieber. Sibona ipost leya siposta kuyona from istory sakhe. Sajabula kakhulu because sibona postile. Siyabonga nje kakhulu. Siyafisa nje ukuthi collaborate naye some other day maybe.
You and that's gonna be hot, guys.
Yes,
Jaibona, Justin Bieber and The Joy, J&J, come on. I love it. But Melo, because Nina, you guys are just genuinely beginning. And like you say, amapupaya fezek. And we're gonna see more and more of them coming true. Album yenu iyeza kaspulengai.
Wena nkosazana siqale silungise le ndaba le yamele kuhle ngoba manje izongibalekisela ngamakhosikazi ngisafuna ukushaya igama elithe kuba nesiqi ngathi bangangibiza ngohlophe ukuze kube kuhlonipheke yabo so Sa-recorda i-album lapha eLondon. We recorded the album in a day.
Oh, wow.
In one take. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Okay, gents.
i-album abazoyilindela abantu izobaguqula imizwa bazizwe bejabulile bazizwe ukuthi bangakhala.
Come on.
Because sakhipha inhliziyo zethu zonke lapha kulento sasiyenza lapha ya.
And xa nicula nina injalo into yenu. You guys take your hearts out and you just leave it there on the stage.
Bakhala kakhulu bavele bakhala khona nje kade siperform khona wavedana wakhala wathi khona into evedane yasuka lana izweni ngazithola sengikhala
injalinto. But Sandra, tell us a little about the future ke ngoku, because when we look at you guys we know that there's so much coming. What can we expect from you, that Joy?
Okay, mhlambe abantu abanga expecta from now ukuthi sifuna ukucollaborate nama artist amaningi siqhubeke futhi si-release umculo omningi ngale style lesethu sambe amazwe si-perform nje ngale ndlela yethu nje yakaZulu, because lento esinayo akekho angikholwa ukuthi khona umuntu onayo ngisho ngoba masifika nakhona emazweni angaphandle indlela abasho ngabasho ukuthi hayi asikaze sibone abantu abacula kanje.
That's right. And this is why, Tuna, you're about to show the rest of South Africa how you do it on Expresso. Make sure you do not go anywhere. Feel Good Breakfast Show family. We're about to get into it with the Joy. They're going to show you what they were doing at Coachella. But for now, you want to standing by with the news.
Thank you so much, Zanele. Looking forward to that performance for sure. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Right now, though, 2 minutes past 7 o'clock. Let's dive into your news headlines and your national stories this morning. Johannesburg Emergency Services have confirmed that the underground fire that broke out under the M1 highway over the weekend has been brought under control. The main road between Empire Road and the Crown Interchange was closed for a long while. The spokesperson for the emergency services, Robert Malautsi, says officers will carry out a safety assessment before technicians from City Power investigate the damage to the electricity infrastructure. As a result, City Power says it's not yet clear when electricity supply to affected neighbourhoods will be restored. And the retrenchment of close to 4,900 post office employees will go ahead. Now, this follows the unsuccessful application for the temporary employee-employer relief scheme known as TERS by the Joint Business Rescue Practitioners. One of the practitioners, Anuj Ruplal, says they hope that TERS funding would provide temporary relief to the bargaining unit staff members. The Unemployment Insurance Fund's TERS would have helped to pay employees for the next 12 months, while a turnaround plan was to be put in place. The troubled state-owned company was placed under business rescue in July last year. And they're making international news headlines this morning. Israel's state auditor yesterday called on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to cooperate with an official investigation into how Hamas was able to stage the 7 October attack on Israel that sparked the Gaza war. State auditor Netanyahu Engelman said in the early days of the war he intended to investigate the events around the attack, the deadliest in the country's 75-year history. The citizens of Israel are entitled to answers regarding all those responsible for the failure, and the state auditor is determined to provide them, Engelman wrote in letters to Netanyahu. And we'll end with this story. Looted artifacts from the Asante Kingdom are finally on display in Ghana, 150 years after British colonizers pilfered them. Ghanaians have flocked to the Mahia Palace Museum in Kumasi in the Asante region to welcome the 32 items. The items have only been loaned to Ghana for 3 years. The agreement is between two British museums, the Victoria and Albert Museum and the British Museum, and the Asante King, not the Ghanaian government. The Asante King is believed to be invested with the spirits of his predecessors. And that is where we leave your news headlines for the 7 o'clock bulletin. We'll have a final round for you at 8 right now. Here's another look at your sports with Carl.
Thanks, my brother. Let's take a look at the sporting action, starting with football. Nicholas Fulkrug's first half strike propelled Borussia Dortmund to a 1-0 of June at Wembley. Now, Australia has announced their T20 World Cup squad with notable omissions, including former captain Steve Smith and rising talent Jake Fraser-McGurk. All-rounder Mitchell Marsh will lead the side, while this is the veteran David Warner, who has been selected for what could be his final international tournament. The squad features experienced players like Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, as well as Glenn Maxwell, with 11 members from the 2021 T20 World Cup winning campaign. On to Formula One. Celebrated Chief Technical Officer Adrian Newey will depart Red Bull in early 2025 after 19 years. Newey's exit follows a controversy involving team principal Christian Horner. His departure is expected to trigger a bidding war for his services, with Ferrari among the frontrunners. Newey, revered as one of the greatest F1 designers, played a pivotal role in Red Bull's dominance. And wrapping things up with tennis, Andrei Rublev ended Carlos Alcaraz's bid for a third consecutive Madrid Open title on Wednesday, defeating the defending champion in their quarterfinal showdown. Rublev's 4-6, 6-3 and 6-2 victory marked Alcaraz's first loss on Spanish clay in 25 matches. Rublev advances to the semi-finals and will face American Taylor Fritz. That is it for your sporting action for now. Another update in 1 hour. But if you are heading to work, this is what's ahead of you in the traffic. Here's you and again.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's take a first look at what is happening out on the roads. In Johannesburg, there has been a multi-vehicle accident, and that's on the N1 southbound after Botha Avenue. 2 right lanes are closed, and that's resulting in slow-moving traffic. So please allow for some more travel time this morning and plan your route accordingly. And then in Tomo, in the Eastern Cape, there is a taxi strike in Tomo and at multiple locations across the province, resulting in multiple routes being blocked. Plan your routes this morning accordingly, and please be safe on the roads. That's what we have for you. We'll have another update in an hour's time from now. Right now, let's take another look at your weather. Right, before we get into your temperatures and your sunrise view, let's quickly take a look at some news surrounding our environment. Our news this morning concerning the environment is that 3 suspects have been arrested in connection with the illegal possession of endangered plants. Valued at over 180,000 rand, these plants were illicitly harvested near the Kanane land in the Northern Cape. Police spokesperson Omfile Marcela said a truck loaded with suspicious-looking black bags was observed on the N40 not far from Kanane land. Upon inspection, indigenous plants were discovered. Masachela also noted that one of the suspects was being sought in connection with another criminal activity. The trio is currently being held by the police and is scheduled to appear in court soon. And that's from your environmental news. We jump into your sunrise view of the hour and have a look at this one. It's sent in by Dani from Durban. Thank you very much, Dani. Look at that. A promising day ahead with that photo. Nothing can go wrong if you take a look at that picture. Appreciate it, Dani. Thank you very much for sharing. And for the rest of you, please snap those pictures and share them with us. You can do so on our WhatsApp line 063 408 8863. With that, here's your temperatures. Now you know exactly what to pack into the boot of your car today, because we know, you start off cold and then look at Uppington. I mean, come on, we always note Uppington because it's just such a standout with regards to the temperatures.
You need a vest underneath what you're wearing in Uppington, man. So you would wear all of the clothing. And then as you enter Uppington, then the vest comes out.
You see.
You love your vests.
It's layered. I love my vests. Yeah. Okay, listen. We're going to take a very quick break. And of course, Tropical Island of Treasure, it is nearing. And the wonderful host that she will be to this beautiful little program will be...
It'll be great.
...embarking on a fitness journey. And she has been embarking on a fitness journey to prepare herself
Yes.
And it's all about kettlebells this morning. Yeah, she's done Pilates, she's done Zumbas, I believe, and this morning kettlebell workouts. And this is something that you can do at home as well, because it's a cool looking piece of equipment to have in the corner of your home.
I'm a big believer in a kettlebell. It's fantastic.
I know you rock those kettlebells.
I love the kettlebells, but at the same time, I also love when a voice, you know, or a couple of voices come together. So we're going to hear some a cappella from the joy that'll bring you joy on your Feel Good Breakfast show soon. Stay there.
Drained? Dehydrated? You have lost more than just fluid. Recover faster. Add Rehydrate, SA's #1 oral electrolyte mixture.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Zanti. I hope you're having such a beautiful morning. I know I am, because we're together, and I have to say thank you for coming along with me on my fitness journey, my love. It has been hectic, but it's been great, especially because I've had Deep Heat by my side, my secret weapon that makes sure even when I go hard in the gym or hard in a training session, I can indeed carry on the very next day because my muscles are soothed and deep heated all the way. So today, we're actually getting into it with a young kettlebell training session, and we've got strength and conditioning specialist Joshua Capazario that is about to show me. You can hear that I'm a little bit scared because look, these things, they look heavy. But Joshua, how are you?
How are you, Zanele? Thank you for having me, man.
Joshua, I'm a little bit scared, but I'm still excited. What are we doing here today?
Good. We're doing what I like to call simple and sinister.
Okay.
We've kept it very, very simple with 3 exercises. We're going to be running a ladder format. That it just implies the reps. We're going to start at a number and we're going to chip down. We've kept the exercises nice and simple, but we want to tick as many boxes as possible.
Yes.
That's the sinister part. It's not actually the reps. The reps are the simple part. Okay,
hectic.
so we've got something for the trunks, rotation for the abs, getting them nice and strong, bulletproof. I like to use the terminology.
Love that.
We've got a ballistic exercise, which is forming of a hinge pattern, our kettlebell swing, which everyone should be quite well versed in or understood.
I recently learned those, actually.
There we go, right? Okay, and then last but not least, I've got a squat variation, which is going to spice things up to make sure those legs are nice and strong before we send you on your way.
Hey, here we go.
Okay.
All right.
Now remember, keep the door closed, squeeze the bum.
Door
Here we go.
closed.
And now we just slowly roll. There we go, girl. There we go.
This is tough.
Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your glutes. There's it.
5.
There we go.
5, right? Okay, 5 aside.
100%. Let's go. Next side.
3, 2.
Good. Let's close here a little bit. Hips down. There we go, girl. There we go.
4.
And 5. That's it. Bravo.
That was tough.
Yep, it was a good start.
Thank you.
It accelerates.
All right.
Okay. The next one is our kettlebell swing. Pretty much one of the kings of exercises in its simplicity and versatility. So a nice cue just to always set up for these kettlebell swings, especially if you're doing them at home. Turn the foot out to 90, then straighten up. Turn the foot out to 90, straighten up.
Okay.
That'll allow you just to be in the original setup position that you need to be. We're going to look slightly forward, hike the ball through, stand up tall, hike the ball through, stand up tall. You're just going to try 10 of those bad boys for me.
Okay. See, kids, when you say that you don't use geometry, look now, 90.
There we go.
Yeah. All right.
And then where are we looking? So once we grab the ball, we look slightly forward. There we go. And hike through and stand up tall. Good girl. Stand up tall. Good. Lock those knees for me at the top. There we go. That's 3. Good girl. Lock out those legs. That's it. We don't need to go above shoulder height.
Okie dokie.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, and what's number 3?
This is the saucy one.
I'm scared.
So we're going to just stand with our feet shoulder width apart. The toes are slightly forward, pointing forward, or a little bit out. That's preference. We're going to pick up the kettlebell. We're going to hold it just in front. We call this the horn of the bell. You're going to hold it by the horns, just below the chin. We bring the elbows onto the knees. You're going to stand up. We're going to hold you. Here's the detail. 1, 2. We go back down, and then all the way up.
Yo, okay.
We've got 10 of these.
Okay, cool. But Joshua, come on. I'm doing well so far, right?
No, you're doing great.
Okay, amazing. All right, so up here.
Yep, a little bit away from the body.
Okay.
There we go. And now you're going to just squat down, go to the bottom for me, hold. Come up a little bit, hold there. 1, 2, then back down, and all the way up. There we go, that's 1.
And how many are we doing?
We got 9 more.
9?
9
Yo,
more.
okay,
Let's go, champ.
here we go.
Hold, down, up. There we go. 8 more. Hold,
I can do this.
All day. Small detail, let's keep those feet flat on the ground.
Okay, all right. I got it.
It's all good.
Okay.
Hold up, 1, 2, down, up. Here we go, champ. And let's go. Hold, 1, 2, down, up. Here we go, we're almost there. Hold, down, up. Here's it. Down, up. Yes. Almost there. One more.
One more.
All
right.
And down, up. There, girl. You're now island ready.
Oh my goodness. My arms and legs are killing me. Joshua, what's your?
But are you ready for more?
What? Joshua, I feel like this is actually crazy. And just speaking of what we were kind of, doing, which muscles were we working the most?
So what I like to target is almost do as much of a full body as possible. That's why it's movement orientated. So we did a lot of trunk stability there, core with a little bit of the lats, the back. With the swing pattern, it's a ballistic movement on the hinge. So that's entire posterior chain, hamstring, bum, lower back, keeping it nice and strong.
Yes.
And then with the squat pattern, also in holding the ball, we're using the abs, the transverse abdominis. We're squatting, loading the quads all the way through, calves, and the biceps. You felt. What a great workout. So we almost ticked every box there.
All right, well, for me, I felt the burn 100%. Do I need to do any more? Like, am I?
Hey, listen, I mean...
all right. Fine.
I think we should try one more round.
One more round?
I think we should try one more round.
And then, okay, I already felt the burn, but it's
Yes.
okay. I've got deep heat, so we'll be fine. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Remember,
All right.
keep the door closed.
Okay, got it.
Feet a little bit wider apart.
Here we
and let's
go.
row. There we go. Oh, this one's misbehaving. Keep that
Oh,
hip down.
no. Okay,
Keep that
no
hip down.
misbehaving.
No misbehaving.
There we go.
There we go. Keep those abs tight. Squeeze. Great, Sanela. Great.
Yes.
There we go, girl.
On to the next one. Kettlebell swings. Okay.
Remember the setup? Remember the
Yes,
setup? There
I
we
do.
go. The detail,
90
the
degrees.
detail. Where are we looking, though?
Oh,
and look straight
up.
ahead.
Yes, we are.
And up. Lock out those legs from at the top. Nice and tall. Tall at the top. There, girl. The last one.
10.
There we go.
Amazing.
Okay, now is the spicy one. This is pretty
I
much
heard
your
I'm only
favorite. I
doing
can
3
see
here.
You want to do 3?
I heard I'm doing 3.
3, but then you're going to add an extra 7 for me.
Okay, thanks. All right. Yo, Joshua drives a hard bargain, Tuna. Here we go.
Okay, ball up.
Ball up.
Let's go, champ.
All right.
Down, up, hold, 1, 2, and up. There we go, champ. 1. Down, hold, 1, 2, down, up. There we go, very nice. Up, yes, last one. And up.
There we go.
There we go.
I can't believe you, but I'm proud.
Well done.
Proud of myself.
You should be proud of yourself.
I'm gonna get some deep heat over here
Definitely.
because this was hard.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I felt the burn and I've been working out, okay?
Yeah.
I really have. You know my fitness journey, Expresso family, but thankfully we got some deep heat because literally already on the first round I was feeling it.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to happen?
Definitely, it was.
So Joshua, you know, before we wrap things up, to anybody who's kind of like struggling to get going in terms of their fitness, what would you say to them?
I would say I'd plug it into what I said earlier about ecosystem.
Okay.
If you don't have time or you have limited time, that's the time you need to apply. So if it's 5 minutes, you just give yourself 5 minutes. It may not be the 60 that you want or what you're seeing online or what you're seeing others do, but it's your 5 minutes. And that, I believe, builds a compounding interest on your exercising, allows you to get closer to your goals. And then suddenly you start finding 10 minutes. You start finding 15 minutes. And then before you know it, you find a very good routine. But it's okay to only have 5 minutes. And I think that's something that people just need to understand.
Love it. Joshua, you're a champion. Thank you so much. And thank goodness I had my best friend Deep Heat, because this was stressful and I felt the burn. But friend, Joshua, speaking of goals, one of yours should be to join us in Zanzibar. You know I'm on this fitness journey, all in the name of Tropica Island of Treasure. And because of Deep Heat, your share of 70,000 Rand could be yours just by making it to the island. But first, you need to enter, my lovely. And this is how you can do so.
Are you auditioning and getting ready for Tropica Island of Treasure? Well, don't let joint and muscular pain hold you back. Deep Heat is your go-to warm-up solution and SA's #1 choice.
Oh, yes, and here's an extra incentive. The top 7 contestants heading to the island will each receive 10,000 Rand from Deep Heat. And remember, you can upload your audition with the hashtag Deep Heat and the hashtag Tropica and tag MyTropica.
Who knows, you could be competing in Zanzibar.
Yeah, it's time to reach your full potential.
Get Deep Heat and conquer the island. From there to here we go.
It'll be so good. I actually feel like rubbing some Deep Heat on a man's arms, you know, just to get myself ready for this, because Tropica's coming, you know. There's not a lot of time. Tropica Island of Treasure, it is back. Of course, the celebrities that will compete this year are as follows. Chad Jones, what a legend. Amuhle Gella's going to be there. Kobile Kwezi, Carl Kugelman, Hungani Lovu, Davi Nokeri, Bobby van Jaarsveld, and our very own fitness girl, Zanele Fortawa, is going to be the host.
Look, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot this season, that's for sure. There are only 4 days left to enter and stand a chance to join the celebs on Tropica Island of Treasure. 4 days, people. Remember, you can submit your online auditions using that link on the @MyTropica social pages. You can go there and then you can email it to tropicaauditions@gmail.com. That's an option for you as well to do.
There we go. So if you submit an audition, you also stand a chance to win one of 3 Wenger watches valued at 3,000 each. Plus, if you're selected, you'll be a winner of 10,000 Rand, courtesy of Deep Heat. Come on.
Now, you have until this Sunday, this one coming up, 5th of May, to submit an audition. So what are you waiting for? This is your chance to win your share of 1 million Rand. Now, that's smooth. Here's a quick reminder on how to enter.
Zanzibar for Tropica Island of Treasure. Are you? Did you just swim here from South Africa?
There's an easier way to find fame and your share of a smooth million Rand fortune. Simply upload your audition to social media, explain why you're a match for our celebs. Add the hashtag Tropica and tag @MyTropica, and we could see you in Zanzibar. Buy a Tropica now and enter to be on the island.
Nice, eh? Sure. And don't forget, there's stuff to be won. 10,000 Rand from Deep Heat, as you know. So enter as soon as you can. And also, please stay there, because you and I would like to experience some joy along with you. And by that, we not only mean the feeling, but also the a cappella group that we have with Zanele and Jobo.
Yes, we're looking forward to that performance for sure. And then the ABSA Run Your City series back. The 10K is coming up, and we're going to unpack why you should enter for the 10K. Even if you're a non-runner, then you should, because it really is a fantastic event. We'll tell you why in just a sec.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, and we're ready to run. And we do that, we mean that like literally, okay? The highly anticipated ABSA Run Your City series is back for a 4th consecutive year. And the next stop for one of the most fun 10-kilometer races you will ever race will be taking place on Sunday, 12 May, right here in the Mother City. So whether you love running or just, love a good time, you're going to want to be there because it's going to be an experience that is not to be missed. And of course, we've got a special guest who will be running as well. I asked, okay? We've got Yolisa Mlungwana, who is here, regional segment head for private wealth banking at ABSA. And this is going to be fun. I'm so glad you're running.
Morning.
Good
Welcome.
Morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
So we mentioned it. This is the most fun that you can have on a 10K. I want to find out why. Why is this the fun 10K to be at?
Well, the reason for that is that there's so much happening along the way. If you run the race at all,
Yes.
you'll understand all of the activations that happen along the way. They actually keep you going. Whether you're dancing at the 5K mark or at the 7K mark, or whether you're taking selfies, along the way, it's really, really incredible to see. And we've got lots of people who really enjoy the race along the track.
So it's a vibe.
It's definitely
It
a vibe.
actually
It's a vibe. It really is.
Yeah.
What is the series all about?
So the series is all about participation of families. It's a very inclusive race. It includes all age groups. You can bring your mom, your dad, your uncle, your kids. It really is about participation and encouraging everybody to collaborate within the communities that we operate in. So that's what really it is about.
I like that.
It's good energy as well, as you mentioned. And I think it's important to note that the entries are open because I think that this type of race, it gets filled up very, very quickly. And I don't want anybody to miss out.
Yeah.
So before it does, how do we enter?
So the race is open. The entries are open, correct. And to enter, you go to www.runyourcity.com and you enter. The fee is 295 Rand and it includes a race pack. So now the exciting thing is what's in the race pack. It's like a little goodie bag. Yes, you get your T-shirt that allows you to run. You get a nice cap or visor. Hopefully the weather will be lovely. You get compression socks to help you along the way as well. And then obviously, lastly, you get your race number. And then that's good for you to go.
Then you're good to go. Now, of course, we want to tell people out there to go and enter, even non-runners, right? So I think in that thought, who can enter, who should enter? Is there anyone who can't enter? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. No, everybody can enter.
Everybody
must enter. So whether you're a walker, whether you're a jogger, whether you're a brisk walker.
Even a backwards walker.
Even a backwards walker. You can walk backwards right for the entire 10K. Even for athletes who are professional athletes, we get a lot who actually enter as well. So the race is very inclusive. Like I said, it's for everybody.
Yeah, and a 10K is such a lekker race to run. It's a nice distance.
Yeah.
You don't have to, yes, you do a little bit of training beforehand, but it's a couple of training runs. But we can really go out there and cover that distance. And it is, I think it's a tap on the shoulder once you finish a 10K, especially if you're not a runner in a sense.
You feel so good. Even if you're a walker, it's quite an achievement. A 10K is not
I've seen tears at the end of these things, and I love that because that means it means so much that someone who never ran before did 10 kilometers, and that's great. But as you mentioned earlier, the entire race itself is quite loud. There's a lot of things happening, and let's talk about that. It's not just about the running. You're not going to just stand there and watch people run, It's not going to be that way. There's other things happening. So for anybody who has never experienced the Run Your City, what other activities are on the ground?
Okay, as a start, on Friday, which is the 10th of May, there's a pre-run. It's a Puma Nitro pre-run where you get to experience a bit of running and experience the route as well.
Okay.
And you get to do that on Friday. It starts at 5:30 out at the lookout. It starts at the lookout at the waterfront. We also have race collection starts on Friday as well. So race collections on Friday from 9 o'clock till 7 o'clock at night. Also continues on Saturday, I think 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock at night as well. On the Saturday, which is the 11th of May, we also have a CSI initiative that we usually like to participate in. It can be anything. We are still to announce it. It can be a city cleanup. It can be anything that's got to do with the community. We really love doing that. It really enforces ABSA's force for good when it comes to community outreach. And then on race collection, I think all the participants also get to do quite a couple of activities at the lookout, where you get to view the route via virtual reality goggles. You get to interact with some of the athletes who will be running as well. So that's very nice. It's always something that they look forward to all the time. And then obviously the big day, which is the 12th of May, and where the race will take place from 7 o'clock in the morning.
I think what makes this special is that it is so just an inclusive series, especially you mentioned family as well. I mean, this is a lot of families, you know, tend to think and look for things to do over weekends, especially with a little bit older kids. Obviously, you're not going to take your little baby, or you can. Can you take your little baby? I said it's for everyone. You see?
Everybody.
Everybody. And because it's so inclusive, I think this is why it's such an appealing event for a lot of people as well. So thank you.
It's going to be good. And also the race collection, can I just say that if you are going to collect your race pack, that energy I love too, because having been there before and experiencing everybody coming together, and you always see like an old friend, oh, you're running too. And I think that's part of the community that ABS has brought together with this Run Your City. So well done for having an event that's not just about running, but it's really about community and unity, which is so important.
Correct. Thank you so much. We're looking forward. I hope to see you on the track.
Of course.
On Sunday morning.
How's the legs doing?
Yes, it's doing well. So to sign up for the 10-kilometer in Cape Town, it's happening Sunday, 12 May. Register at runyourcityseries.com right now, and please get involved. It's going to be such a great time seeing you, and I'm sure you can even run after leg day.
Yeah. That's exactly the little tear that just fell from Carl's eye, the little leg days yesterday. But get involved, because the ABSA Run Your City series, it's a family-friendly race and fit for all, even Carl. And you can either walk it or you can run the distance, but I can guarantee that you will have a ton of fun.
Lots of fun. After leg day.
There are stories of believers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
Right about now, it is always beautiful to be able to get into some of the most musical and most beautiful pieces, and this is why I am so excited that we are about to be entertained by the Joy. And family, I want you to get ready, because you are about to be taken on a journey. But before we do that, Stan, because you guys are straight out of Coachella, ne?
Okay.
Do you have any other goals that you have in terms of maybe one day you want to perform with Beyonce? Maybe one day you want to go to Madison Square Garden? Where else do you guys want to go to?
I can mention America, Dubai.
Dubai, come on, yes.
Also USA.
I love it, I love it. And I also know, Nina, as a group, bakhona bantu who have influenced your sound, and also just, you know, kind of informed who you guys are as a group. Who are some of those influences?
First one is Black Mambazo.
Oh, wow.
And Umpakanga.
Yes.
And the walls from America.
I love that.
Yes.
Woo. Okay, guys, are you ready to take us away?
Yes, of course.
You see, they're going to take us away on a journey. So, Expresso family, please put your hands together for, of course, We Mama Nomtandazo by the Joy.
We mama nomtandazo, we mama nomtandazo, awukhululu 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 nomtandazo, we mama nomtandazo, we mama nomtandazo, awukhululu nomtandazo, awukhululu nomtandazo, wayesengijayivela kamnandi, edatha kusawa ngijayivela kamnandi, ngijayivela kamnandi, edatha kusawa ngijayivela kamnandi, ngidlalela 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 kamnandi, edatha kusawa ngijayivela kamnandi, Wamdalela kamnandi Edatha kusawa Wamjayivela kamnandi Edatha kusawa Wamjayivela kamnandi Ithi molo Molo
Do you see the magic? That is the joy. Guys, also, if you're ever looking for a girl to join, listen, we need to continue with your Feel Good Breakfast show, but we need to entice you, right? So the Cape Town family is about to let you in on what is coming up right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here on S3, and I don't want to be too dramatic, but this morning we delve into the heart-pounding action of the UEFA Champions League semi-finals. It's the final 4 teams vying for European glory at a stage where legends are born and dreams are shattered, where tears are cried and cheers are heard. Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr., a.k.a. Vinicius, delivered a mesmerizing performance, scoring a double, including a dramatic 83rd minute equalizing penalty to snatch a 2-2 draw against Bayern Munich. And, of course, in the clash of the Titans, Borussia Dortmund's Niklas Füllkrug, of course, he fired in a first-half goal to secure a thrilling 1-0 victory over the mighty Paris Saint-Germain. Now, joining us to chat about the semi-finals and all the drama is someone's about to spill the footballing tea. He knows how. Content creator, radio personality Mitch Matiana sits down with me to discuss and unpack. Here it goes.
Yes, Carl.
Champions League. Scene is set. We know what we were in for.
Yeah.
Let's start with that first game that we saw, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Now, this particular one was poised. You know, the commentators were saying that this is one of the clashes that has been one of the most played clashes at this stage of the competition in Champions League history.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, both teams have come in with a rich history. Also, in terms of, if you look at records,
yes.
I mean, Ancelotti has never lost to Bayern. Thomas Tuchel also recently knocked out Real Madrid and was at Chelsea. So there's a lot of factors here when they were going up against each other. But I mean, a 2-2 draw was just the perfect result.
It was. So you had 2 penalties in that match, though, and 2 goals from open play. It was sensational. But let's talk about Vinicius Jr., of course, winning the player of the match for the Champions League, of course. Just his impact on the team going into Bayern Munich. Of course, Bayern Munich, they try to set themselves up to try and combat that. However, with Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, seemingly there was something about Rodrigo's movement that almost put their eyes off Vinicius to allow him to do his work.
Listen, it was amazing. Carlo has a style of playing, I call it Beyonce football, because everything goes to the left.
Yes.
So the way he was playing with Rodrigo setting up on the left, Vinicius down the middle, was just so perfect. And it caught Bayern a couple of times. I mean, you saw Kim Min-jae, who's the Bayern centre-back, struggling to pick up Vinicius. And that's how we saw the first goal that Vinicius scored, where he was just out of place and then he lost to the pace of Vinicius, which was incredible to see.
Tony Kroos needs to be mentioned, an honourable mention, though. If you look at that man and his impact, of course, a former Bayern Munich man as well, to look at how he's grown over the years. Bayern Munich, he was such an attacking player, but for him to sit back and be this role where you can deliver, especially that ball to Vinicius, I mean, that was like one of the most incredible balls. I think the footballing world were nodding and saying, Kroos, you are him.
Listen, he's basically Doctor Strange. He sees outcomes that we didn't even see on a football pitch. I mean, the way he dictated play, I know there's a screenshot going around of him pointing to Vinicius where to run, and no one saw that, and he just slipped it through perfectly, a perfectly weighted pass. It was incredible.
It was a great game as well, but of course it had with it its ups and downs. There was an ebb and flow, and there's a lot of history behind it. I mean, Jude Bellingham getting taken off was a bold move, and Carlo Ancelotti in the post-match press conference saying that he wasn't at his best, showing that if Ancelotti can take off a man as talismanic as Jude Bellingham, you know his man management skills are on point. That being said, Bayern Munich has to also be applauded for their efforts as well, because if Leroy Sané can bust through and score goals like from open play like that, I think that's a danger for Real Madrid going back to that second leg.
I think for a lot of people, it was quite a throwback goal. I mean, for those who watched Bayern in the early 2010s, with Arjen Robben and Frank Ribery, that cut inside and then just hit it in, it was amazing. I mean, even Arjen Robben spoke about that goal, which was such an incredible individual effort. You can see the quality in Bayern. Yes, in the Bundesliga, they haven't done well this season, but the way Thomas Tuchel has set them up against Real Madrid was just so perfect. And the plan was executed, but because of individual errors, that's how they ended up with the draw.
There we go. So it's 2-2, though, with that particular matchup, though, that heads back to the Santiago Bernabeu to wrap things up. But let's look at the other fixture that happened just last night. Now, Borussia Dortmund. Now, number one, the Yellow Submarine. The fan base over there, even the commentators once again were saying that they could hardly hear themselves, because those fans, how big of an impact did that happen? Now, or should I say, affect by Borussia's performance against PSG, because they were up against a sea of yellow. It was intimidating to watch, actually. If I had to play, I couldn't be able to play. That was absolutely incredible. And then on top of it, you have what I would say is a wall. Dortmund's defense. We have to talk about that.
Look, I mean, Matt Hummels won man of the match last night. I mean, he was quite impressive. I think the way they're set up, we all know that PSG front three just was caught napping. Simple as. And I mean, as soon as Nicholas just broke through, you knew there was only one outcome out there. And that was, of course, the goal, which was incredible to see.
And what a story for Füllkrug, of course. He's a 31-year-old. They got him for a steal with a bunch of like little add-on clauses here and there. And he's scoring, what, like 10, 15 goals now for them at the moment. So it's fantastic. But we look poised for a second leg that's going to be, you know, a titanic battle. Just to go through both of them as a little throw forward. Number one, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. Real Madrid at their home base, the fortress of the Santiago Bernabeu. What do you see playing out there? What does Bayern need to do to break the Kane curse of no trophies, let's be honest? And what does Madrid need to do? Let's talk about that for a second.
All right, well, to kick things off with Bayern, I think defensively they need to be resolute, especially their fullbacks, because you know the pace down the wings that Real Madrid is going to have. The person that they need to lock up is Tony Cruz.
That's correct.
He detects players so well. So if they can find a way of putting someone on him at all times, that's quite difficult because he can also just get out of those
Lima did
those
very
situations.
well. I mean,
yeah, he did
so.
well. He's going to be the main guy, I think, in the second leg that they need to look out for. Jude Bellingham, I think he might feel a little bit better. Obviously, he was feeling sick in the first leg. He might just, get into strides, and that's also another factor they have to consider. On the other hand, Real Madrid just have to do what they keep doing. I mean, it's the Bernabeu. We know the spirit of the Champions League when they take it to their home base. And look, they got so many factors, so many incredible attacking players.
Of course.
I mean, Carlo just needs to let the kids play. Simple as.
Let the kids cook. Let them cook. And then, of course, the other encounter. Can Dortmund pull something off that would be a miracle in France?
Listen, Carl, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah. Watching that game, PSG hit the bar way too many times.
Yeah.
It was like a first-year student starting res.
Yes.
Always at the bar. It was crazy. I think taking it back to Paris is going to be quite a tough ask for Dortmund. I think PSG are going to come out, man. I mean, it's also the farewell tour for Mbappe.
Yes,
Nothing has been said yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, a Real Madrid PSG final. Can you think of that storyline? The winner gets the custody battle of Mbappe.
Yeah, the winner gets Mbappe. That's so
at
true.
Wembley. What? That's amazing.
That is crazy. Well, we are poised for an incredible second leg of semi-finals in the UEFA Champions League. Thanks again to Mitch Matiana, who is one of our favorites to sit in this couch, and of course he'll be unpacking with us after the second round, of course, of these semi-final fixtures. But let's get into the kitchen. I'm hungry.
Let's do it. Making a little snack or something that can accompany your snack and just make it better, because we do know that butter makes everything just taste so much better. And today we are going to be making whipped butter two ways. We're talking cinnamon, honey and chocolate. I mean, come now. Now, these tasty spreads, I mean, they are literally the perfect addition to fresh muffins, croissants, pancakes, a banana bread, or even just some toast. So stick around for this recipe. They are super tasty and also very, very easy to make. I can't do this alone though. Get in here, Mr. Wasty. So
let's do it.
Yeah, and I thought about this recipe a little bit because butter, and of course that phrase mo butter, mo better, made famous here on the show by the lovely Izola Nene back in the day. If you really take a look at this little phrase, you do realize that butter is not just butter, it is better.
It is better. It actually makes everything better. It's always better with a bit of butter.
Yeah, and you know what? It's even better if you whip it.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Yeah.
I want to whip with you.
But you have to whip it real good.
So how are we going to whip this? Because I've got some chocolate here.
Okay, no, listen. So we have whipped it a little bit. So we're using the clover butter today. I mean, this is really the recipe. I mean, you can. It's easy for spreading butter. I mean, this is great. Super easy spreading butter from clover, and that's why we are using this clover's butter spread. Super soft, creamy, tastes amazing, and just very easy to work with. And let's be honest, this cinnamon honey butter that I'm going to be making is literally the perfect light and fluffy sweet topping for muffins, breads, and pancakes. And then Carl will do the chocolate butter, which is best served at room temperature, and it can be spread over a variety of dishes like a warm croissant or toast.
I'm here for it, my friend.
Okay,
I am here.
So we have our butter that we have kind of aerated.
Yes, I can see that.
You see
that?
that? Yeah. We have some buttons, some chocolate muffins, some icing sugar, some cocoa powder, and some salt, because you gotta balance it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So I'm going to do the icing sugar. Shall I just drop it in here
Drop
first?
it in there, and because we need just a nice mix,
and
all
then
right?
a mix,
smooth mix, yeah. And then I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do on my side.
Oh, salt, very important as well.
Yeah, a little bit of salt goes in there.
I'm going to start off with this first.
I like
the reason why is that those chocolate nibs that I'm going to have over there is...
You might have been easier with this thing.
Really?
Yeah, because look, now you're carrying everything in your whisk. Just kidding. It was leg day yesterday, not arm day.
It was just... And there it is.
Look at that. Perfect. Okay, so
there
while you
brother.
do that, I've got some honey on my side. I'm going to get that going in there. Oh, look at that.
That is
delicious. I would never think about doing something like this.
No, but I am feeling it now, because this is it's just giving, like, I need to spread it on something immediately, but something warm, because I want those little pieces of chocolate I want them to please melt. That's
They're not going to melt. That's the thing. That's why they're great with a warm croissant or a warm piece of toast. It is going to start oozing. So
this is
in
great.
there, it's fine. I've got some honey in here, some icing sugar, a little bit of cinnamon is going to go in there. Ooh, lovely. I love cinnamon. And a little bit of salt as well.
And then let's start mixing this guy up.
This is great. I actually want to taste it though.
There we go. And?
I am very, very happy with that. It's delectable. It's not over sweet, which I'm happy about.
Yes.
The salt's coming through in the best way possible, accentuating the cocoa. Oh man, I'm feeling it.
You're feeling it?
I'm feeling it. It's great.
Right, I'm just smoothing it out here, making sure there's no lumps.
I'm going to taste yours as well while I'm here.
You know what? This would be, in my opinion,
the
best spread with the honey and the cinnamon for a pancake.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Can you think
goodness.
about the pancake with a bit of the butter on there as well? Or, you know what, I'm actually going to go a little further, and I'm going to say, if you want to take French toast to the next level, the unctuousness of French toast with that butter, which I'm about to taste.
Please do, please do.
I just want to see where we're going here. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's also giving Easter. It's giving Christmas. It's giving...
Ooh,
this is so
that's good.
This is
I
fantastic.
like that one. I love the saltiness coming through on that.
This is great. I feel like you need a slice
Do you
of
want to
bread
grab
with
us
this.
a piece of banana bread there?
Let's go for it. This is fantastic. Okay. If you don't mind, excuse my hands.
That is
but that's
amazing.
You? Okay.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to half this.
Right.
And I'm going to do a little bit of yours.
Okay. I agree, because I also would like to taste this as well. And
All
this
right.
is going to be
This
amazing.
looks good. I'm going to just keep that for later. And then I will use a clean spoon.
There we
go. One of these little chocolate buttons on there.
I'm going to go straight in and just and taste.
Yeah. Did you go for the chocolate first?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. You have no idea.
Oh my goodness.
This is one of those times, you know, when you wish people could taste through television. This is one
That's
of them.
phenomenal.
There's something just so special about the fact that I feel like it's the salt that's balancing everything out.
Right.
And as I said, because that's not over sweet, the bread is
that's
now
good.
shining too.
Look,
Thank you.
both is phenomenal.
And that was some of yours as well.
But I would choose the cinnamon one as my
your favorite.
Top favorite.
Sorry for eating.
Sorry, where's going?
I'm talking.
Mmm. Mmm.
This is great. You know how they make croissants?
Yeah.
Surely they could do the same thing here, like almost like laminate this in with a croissant.
Ooh, like
so you can get different
rub
flavors.
it over and then bake it.
Yeah, I think
That could be nice.
Perfect, like in doughs and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
this is really great.
Give that a go.
You did very, very well. Oh, I'm sorry, we're just tasting here, but we'd love you to be here and taste with us.
No, but we also got to make sure that what we put out to you is of top quality.
Okay.
Right?
I'm feeling, yeah, you're right.
You're feeling it.
Especially with the bread. This one is
Especially with the
best
bread,
one.
right? Oh, it's amazing. It really
Thank you.
is. So there you
Wow.
have it. Whipped butter 2 ways. Take your love of butter to new heights and try our cinnamon honey, just like this one, and chocolate whipped butter. This is definitely the treat that it'll bring you nothing but joy today, really. And this is what we need. We need joy. And of course, to get the full recipe, you can go to our website, expressoshow.com. It's as easy as that, my friend.
This is really good.
That's nice, eh?
What?
Introducing the all-new Clover Full Cream Butter Spread. Smooth, creamy, and effortlessly spreadable. Butter up your day with Clover Butter Spread.
So, we were just, marveling at
We
our
are
butter.
still marveling. It's so good. Well, it's so good. This butter's so good it needs a password so that nobody else can eat it. That's what I'm talking about. It's been crazy. Wowza.
But subsequently, that is also what we are talking about because it is World Password Protection Day.
Indeed.
And we did put it out to you on social media with regards to your passwords and sharing them. Do you go about sharing them with family, some family members inside your own house, parents maybe, or do you keep them all to yourself? That was our little discussion on social media. Zanele, I want to know from you, how do you view your password? Do you keep it close by or do you share it with those close to you? What do you think?
All right, so guys, I will tell you this, ne? When I remember my password, because I do forgotten password every day now. That's my mandate. But when I do remember my passwords, nobody is allowed to see them. The only person I will give it to is my mother. Why? She doesn't know how to use technology. So therefore, my passwords are very, very safe. Nobody should have anyone's password. I don't think you should, because we already keep so many in our heads. Why should I be remembering anyone else's? So no, my friends, definitely not giving anyone my passwords. And Carl, please stop asking. I'm not. Okay, thank you.
Is there something that I've missed there?
No, you know what, I'm also thinking about the password thing on a corporate level. This is where it gets tricky for me, is that, you know, when you have an IT and they come downstairs and they say, hey, you know what, your password needs to be changed constantly. That's where it's a problem for me, especially in the work context. And now the thing is, you don't want to tell anybody at work your password, but you kind of have to, because if you forget your password, you can't log in to actually work that day.
Exactly.
So this is where that gets a bit tricky for me.
But I'm sticking to, you know, with regards to your passwords and your close perimeters. So Zanele, let's say that next year, you get married, right? You get married. Will you give your significant other your password to your phone, to your email, to your Netflix account, to your Expresso account, whatever? Your phone?
Hey, this is a rough and tough question. Hey, it's tricky. It's a political crinkum. Oh my goodness. Do you know what? I mean, I don't think there's a very big part of me that doesn't want to. But we said we are becoming one when we get married. So I think I would eventually. I think we must just pass, like, you know, 3 months into the marriage, then I can trust you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think so. 100%.
Hold on, did you say 3 months in the marriage? So marriage is a probation period.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Pretty much probation, yes.
You can,
oh, okay.
So if you pass your probation period, you get Zanele's passwords. A message for potential suitors in the future. That's
wow. Thank you so much, Zanele. Appreciate that. Let's take a quick break and absorb all of that. 3 months probation.
Yes, 3 months probation. Of course, we've got so many more things happening in your Feel Good Breakfast.
Yeah, listen, if you are a small business owner and there's some complications, you know, how do you amicably go about solving it? So we've got some advice for you heading your way after the break.
Absolutely. So all these ideas for you in resolving conflicts, you should stay right there. We're going to continue with our butter.
Absolutely.
Yep.
This is lovely.
This is great.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you're just tuning in, you're a bit late, but I will never judge you for that. You still got a lot ahead of you. Entire hour of your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and that's hour starts with some news from around the world, and Ewan's about to wrap things up.
Thanks so much, Carl. Yes, a little bit late, but on time. It's 8 o'clock. Let's take a last look at your news headlines. Starting off with your national news this morning. The Department of Health says it's noted with concern fake news about the COVID-19 Omicron XBB variant circulating on social media. The fake posts advise people to wear face masks because of an allegedly deadly and not easy to detect variant. Spokesperson for the department, Foster Mohale, says this is misleading. He says that although the coronavirus is still present, the levels are quite low. However, that he said there's no need for the public to panic because many people have developed some level of immunity from both the vaccines and infections, Mohale added. And Johannesburg Emergency Services have confirmed that the underground fire that broke out under the M1 highway over the weekend has been brought under control. The main road between Empire Road and the Crown Interchange was closed for a long while. Spokesperson for the Emergency Services, Robert Malautsi, says officers will carry out a safety assessment before technicians from City Power investigate the damage to the electricity infrastructure. As a result, City Power says it's not yet clear when electricity supply to affected neighbourhoods will be restored. Making international news headlines, Nigeria has raised salaries for civil servants by between 25% and 35% to help them cope with the rising cost of living. The lowest paid government employee will now earn $324 a year. Police and military personnel are among state workers who are set to benefit from the pay rises, which will be backdated to January. The announcement came on the eve of Workers' Day yesterday, but the rate of inflation is currently more than 30%, the highest figure in nearly 3 decades. And Israel's state auditor yesterday called on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to cooperate with an official investigation into how Hamas was able to stage the 7 October attack on Israel that sparked the Gaza war. State auditor Netanyahu Engelman said in the early days of the war he intended to investigate the events around the attack, the deadliest in the country's 75-year history. The citizens of Israel are entitled to answers regarding all those responsible for the failure, and the state auditor is determined to provide them, Engelman wrote in letters to Netanyahu. And then we'll end up with this one. Exciting news on the movie front is that several SA film stars will join Beyonce and her daughter Blue Ivy in the upcoming Lion King prequel titled Mufasa, the Lion King. Now, John Carney, who voiced Rafiki in the initial 2019 live-action remake of The Lion King, will reprise this role, and the younger Rafiki will be voiced by another SA great, the hilarious Kagiso Lediga. SA actress Tusum Bedu, who has starred in African hits such as The Woman King, will also feature in the film. Now, the movie, to be released on 20 December, dives deep into Mufasa's backstory and his childhood bond with the evil Scar. Now, it's going to be a rather cinematic treat, I'm sure, full of diversity and talent, and we cannot wait to see it. And, of course, also our South African actors in action. That is your news headlines for the 8 o'clock bulletin and also for your Thursday morning. Let's take a last look now at your sports. Yes, Carl.
Thanks a lot, Ewan. Let's wrap things up on the sporting front and starting with the UEFA Champions League. Nicholas Fulkrug's first half strike propelled Borussia Dortmund Stadium. Now, Australia has announced their T20 World Cup squad with notable omissions, including former captain Steve Smith and rising talent Jake Fraser-McGurk. All-rounder Mitchell Marsh will lead the side, while veteran David Warner has been selected for what could be his final international tournament. The squad features experienced players like Pat Cummins, as well as Mitchell Stark and Glenn Maxwell, with 11 members from the 2021 T20 World Cup winning campaign. And on to Formula One, celebrated Chief Technical Officer Adrian Newey will depart Red Bull in early 2025 after 19 years. Now, Newey's exit follows a controversy involving team principal Christian Horner. Now, his departure is expected to trigger a bidding war for his services, with Ferrari among the frontrunners. Newey, revered as one of the greatest F1 designers of all time, played a pivotal role in Red Bull's dominance. And wrapping up with tennis news, Andrei Rublev ended Carlos Alcaraz's bid for a third consecutive Madrid Open title on Wednesday, defeating the defending champion in their quarterfinal showdown. Rublev's 4-6, 6-3 and 6-2 victory marked Alcaraz's first loss on Spanish clay in 25 matches. Rublev advances to the semi-finals and will face American Taylor Fritz. That's for your Sport and Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's get you to work. Here's your traffic details, and here's Ewan.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's quickly take a look at a couple of incidents you need to be aware of. Starting off in Sandton, Johannesburg, there has been a multi-vehicle accident, and that is on the N1 northbound before Buccleuch interchange. 2 left lanes are closed and traffic is slow moving, so please make use of an alternative route this morning if you can and avoid the delays. Then in Somerset West and Cape Town, there's congestion along the N2, and that's outbound at Victoria Road. You can expect delays and allow for some more added travel time this morning. That's what we have for you in terms of your traffic. Please be safe out there. Before we get into your temperature, some weather news. The SA Weather Service has once again warned of extremely high fire danger conditions expected over the western and northern parts of Limpopo, the central parts of the Northern Cape, as well as the northern parts of the Western and Eastern Cape. Meanwhile, the Table Mountain National Park says yesterday morning's light rain helped limit the spread of fires on the mountain. The park's head of fire management, Justin Bachman, says fires are still smouldering between Kirstenbosch and Newlands because the area is impassable for firefighters. As
as a precautionary measure, several hiking trails remain closed, and that's to allow some 60 firefighters from various firefighting organizations to work on the fire line and deal with flare-ups. That is your weather news, and just before we get into your temperatures, here's a beautiful sunrise view for you sent in by Claudel all the way from Durban. Claudel, are you on holiday or what's going on? Because look at that. You see, that picture right there is exactly why we need to be in Durban during the colder winter months. Ne? Look at that. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Claudel. Have yourself a blessed, blessed day. Loving it. Please continue sharing those beautiful pictures, just like that one. Share it to us on our WhatsApp line 063 408 8863. And with that, here's your temperatures for the last time. Your morning temperatures. Nice and chilly in the morning. We can feel it.
Yes.
Especially this morning. It was chilly heading into studio this morning. It really was.
Bit of fog here and there, but one thing that is very clear, not foggy, is that we've got entertainment galore for you in your Feel Good Breakfast show today.
For sure.
Let's start off with finding amicable resolutions in company conflicts. That can be a very difficult thing to navigate, and that's why we got the experts on the couch to make sure that you are sorted.
Yeah. Is it amicable or amicable?
I would say amicable.
You think so?
That's correct.
To be debated. Okay.
Yes.
And then, of course, Mother's Day is just around the corner. We're going to sort you out with some extra special gifting ideas for Mom, because we love her, for sure. We'll see you just now.
Don't fall victim to intestinal worms. Use kid-friendly Vermox twice a year and get rid of unwanted guests. Vermox.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome to a vitally important conversation, especially if you're a business owner. And we know that being an entrepreneur or running a business of any size comes with its particular challenges. Step in, the company's tribunal, who specialize in providing tailored dispute resolution services, offering innovative strategies to address conflicts swiftly, which is vital, and effectively. They are committed to fairness, impartiality, and confidentiality, and they empower companies to find amicable resolutions that preserve relationships that are vital in business and ultimately propel success. And as an agency of the DTIC, it is their mission to promote ethical business practices throughout the Republic of South Africa. And here with us today to tell us a little bit more is their Head of Communications and Marketing, Simukele Khoza. Simukele, thank you so much for joining us. I've given my very gross oversimplification of the space that you play in your ecosystem, but I suppose maybe the most obvious question for me would be, what are the advantages of taking our dispute to the tribunal as opposed to going to court, for instance?
The company's tribunal basically is an entity of the Department of Trade and Industry, and Competition. It is established in terms of Section 193 of the Companies Act. Its members are appointed by the Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition. What is important about the company's tribunal is that we are mandated to resolve company disputes speedily for free. So that is very key for us. So if you look at the benefits of utilizing the company's tribunal, we are one of those entities that have a cost-effective mechanism of resolving company disputes. Secondly, we are flexible and informal compared to courts. So if you think about it, when you go to court, it takes you so much time and years. Yet when you come to us, within about 3 months or so, once you have filed the application, we're able to give you a decision.
What this says to me immediately is when we involve the courts, it speaks to the past and addressing something that has happened and ending the story. You speak to the future. You speak to a resolution that allows these two entities to move forward productively, which I love. That being said, what types of applications sit with you guys? How can we kind of play in your space?
So the company's tribunal adjudicates quite a number of applications, but I'd like to perhaps cite 2 or 3 examples.
Okay.
So one of them is name disputes. We received an application, for example, from a clothing brand, Dolce & Gabbana internationally, who identified that there's a company in South Africa that has actually registered with the same name as Dolce & Gabbana. So they had said, say it can be Dolce & Gabbana, Cape Town, for example.
Yeah.
So then after they wrote to us, we found that that company was inexistent. So the company's tribunal then wrote to Dolce & Gabbana in South Africa to say they must stop trading with that name because people would be confused to believe that this is the same.
It's going to hurt you in the long run, yeah.
Yeah, so people do that because they want to confuse people and get your clients and all of that. So the other example that I actually want to give is the issue of director disputes. Most of the time when people establish companies, they would register companies sometimes with family, sometimes with friends and colleagues. And as life progresses, as you start to trade, you find that there's issues where 1 or 2 people may not really contribute as expected. Then for that reason, you can then file an application with the company's tribunal to say that this person is not actually doing what was actually expected in line with the memorandum of incorporation. You see. So the other example I think that we need to talk to is the issue of filing applications for annual general meetings. Companies in South Africa are expected to hold their annual general meetings 15 months after establishment. So from there on a yearly basis. And if they are not actually able to do that, they would then file an application with the company's tribunal to request extension to convene their annual general meetings. We have seen a lot of those applications during COVID. So because there was limitations, yes, there was limitations in terms of physical contact. So that made it impossible for companies to meet. Therefore, we had extensions, a lot of extensions that we actually applied for.
And the thought of these kind of narratives playing out in court and the amount of money that would be spent then for a young business could be game-changing, game over, in fact, in that sense. You've mentioned that you can go to court if you don't find the decision favourable. What other recourse or what is the process if they aren't happy with the findings of the tribunal?
Okay, so like we've said, if you're not satisfied with the decision of the company's tribunal, you can go to court. But one thing that I must actually emphasize is the fact that members of the tribunal themselves are highly specialized in the space of company law, but they're also trained and accredited mediators. So there's very limited chances that you can really go to court.
You're not going to get the right outcome,
yes, I must also say that if you look at the number of cases that were taken on review from the company's tribunal are very limited. And I can say that if we have, say, dealt with over 300 cases, you might find that maybe 1% not even 1%, because 1% would be 30. So we are not worried about that, because that shows that we are committed to ensuring that people get justice and access justice through the company's tribunal.
Well, I suppose, and this is when a purpose-driven organization is created from that base plate up, that's what you end up with, is the organic result that you're looking for. A massive thank you to Simukele and his incredible organization for telling us more about the services that this dedicated team offer. They're all about the future of this ecosystem, not the past. And if you're looking for an organization that exercises its functions in accordance with the Act and performs their functions fairly, without fear or favor or prejudice, and in a transparent, and I'm going to say very timely manner, trust the tribunal. It's as simple as that. They will guide you on what you need to focus on in terms of what truly matters for your business. So if you are a business owner, contact them today.
Thanks, G.
Thanks. Yeah, very cool.
That was fascinating, and I think it's quite important for us to hone in. So this is why we need to give you the tools for you to succeed. Including opportunities to win stuff.
Exactly, because if you are the type of individual that's passionate about the game, then you can use that sport know-how, put it to the test to predict match day results and claim your share in today's sports stake jackpots, because your chances of winning big could become a real reality off the pitch.
If you'd like to play, you can play your favorite sports stake game on the nationallottery.co.za website. So make sure to play now and stand a chance to earn bragging rights to hashtag the Inja game. And the game continues on this particular show, as we've got so many things for you, including the Better for Your Interior event that happened recently. We'll give you the ins and outs and some ideas that may just be able to develop that interior of your home.
Yeah, and then the love and Megli, Megan is here today. Megli, who's Megli? Megan is here today, but she could be a Megli. I don't know, maybe she is. But she looks beautiful in black. But she's here for extra special Mother's Day gifting ideas. And let me tell you, there's one thing that I do have my eye on, because I will give my lovely wife for Mother's Day this gift, but it will be working for us both. You know what I'm saying? It's got to do with coffee. It's just something about the color. I don't know, I'm just saying.
Nudge.
Yeah, thanks, Megli.
Stick around.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Now, Mother's Day is moments away, and of course, finding the perfect gift to fully express just how grateful we are for each and every mom and mother figure. It is a must. So, to get that extra thing going, you know, a little extra mile, Woolies has made it so much easier for you to make your mom feel extra special by exploring their luxury spoils, from elegant vases to essential everyday appliances. And here to take us through Woolies' ultimate homeware offerings is blogger, stylist, and my bestie, Megan Pedro is here, aka Megli. So, tell us, Megan. So we have so many items here. You know what I'm really enjoying about your selection is that there's no foot spa here.
Yes.
Which is...
Or soap on a rope.
You understand? So this is, you've gone above and beyond here, and I want to thank you for that, because I feel like that whole cliche of Mother's Day needs to be broken, and it's broken today. So take me through about, you know, the angle that you went through, because I feel like you went more for the elegant mom.
Oh.
The Woolies mom, I love it. I think that this is really, and maybe it's because, you know, Mother's Day is in the season of, you know, the autumn, winter season. So it's really cozy, really beautiful. And I'm also loving the tones of what we've done at Woolies this year. So let's start with the cozy. I mean, a blanket. Could you go wrong with the ultimate luxury, like faux fur?
It's not a duvet.
No.
So that's the thing. You're not getting your mommy a duvet.
No.
It's a blanket. And I think it's important, you know, when you gift, I'm sure you can agree, have a little, like a note that says something about both the gift and your mom. I think that's important.
100%.
So, for instance, thank you so much for always, you know, keeping me covered.
Oh.
I really appreciate you and I love you. And this
Moms,
is why.
you'll see how many of you actually get that.
I hope. Yes, I hope so. But talk to me about why this one is particularly special.
I mean, at the moment, Woolies is really outdoing themselves with our blanket and throw range.
Yes.
But this, I mean, you felt that, right?
I did, and I didn't want to stop feeling it.
Fur is absolutely wonderful. And you can see how big it is as well. There's something so luxurious about a really big throw. You don't want to be sharing like a little blanket or something.
And that's the thing what moms do all the time. Moms, they're in the beds, the kids are jumping into the bed, and then next thing you know, there's no blanket. And I mean, there are many moms out there that you literally, you sleep with there's no blanket for you.
Yeah.
But you're okay with that, even in winter. It's time to stop
time to
get
stop.
you a little gift to prove to you that you deserve your own blanket. I just wanted to make that blanket statement. Anyway, you were saying?
Okay, so creating a really beautiful atmosphere, I think is quite a nice tip for a mother.
Yeah.
Instead of just, you know, gifting a blanket or something, create an atmosphere. Have that with a cup of coffee on the couch or something that really makes mom, give her the remote for the day. And then you leave her. Just let her do her thing. Create a really beautiful atmosphere. And in creating a beautiful atmosphere, I go with scents. So a beautiful scent, scent sensation, right? That is such a wonderful way to really create a bit of a moment for mom. And every time she smells that scent or lights that candle, she really thinks about Mother's Day or that special day. So we've got a gorgeous hout range, which is absolutely beautiful.
It's a hout range.
It's a hout range, let me tell you.
Oh, man.
And look at the packaging, okay?
It is very stylish.
That diffuser is so big, so she can really get through that until Mother's Day next year, I'm pretty sure.
A Mom's Day message over here. Thank you for diffusing all the arguments between myself and my siblings. This is why I love you, Mom. Just an idea. Sorry for getting sentimental.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well then here's your scent over here. Perfectly done. So that is your beautiful white big candle. And I love that it's big because it does, you know, offer a lot more burn time and a lot more time for mom just to relax.
Looks better though as well. It's not like a small thing on the you know, mantelpiece. You got something that's really a statement.
And on Tuesday we spoke about, like, you know, creating that beautiful moment in the bathroom.
Yeah.
This is such a lovely way to do it and really let her wind down for the evening.
Great.
We move on to vases and vessels, as we like to call them. I actually think what would be so perfect with that, again, creating a moment, add on a bouquet of flowers. Don't just, you know, not just the vase.
Like
I think
dress
it's
it up a bit. It makes an effort. I do agree with that. Or in fact, maybe even, you know, you take some of the items and separate them and then have like a pack to say, like, I want you to create your own atmosphere because you created the best atmosphere for me growing up. And I want to create that for you, Mom. I love you. That's from Carl.
It's a little bit of
tears
in the
I'm fine. But I say that when you gift somebody something, I want you to add something, you know? You can't just do something simple. You have to say, like, this is the why.
100%.
You mean a lot to me. So.
And then it's there, you know, for times to come. And that every time, you know, you maybe visit mom or something, you bring a bouquet of flowers and you keep, you know, adding to that gift, which I think creates such a beautiful...
These are gorgeous, by the way. Can I just say, on a decorative level, perhaps mom has had no time to dabble in interior decorating. You now give her a little boot camp and say, you've spent way too much time on other people. I want you to spend time on yourself in your space. I love you.
Yes.
From Carl.
Beautiful. Major brownie points happening
here. Just giving you ideas to write down on the piece of paper when you give these things.
Well, then even more, a photo frame. Please add a photograph of yourself, of your dog, of your brothers, sisters, everything in it.
How about this one? A quote can even be added to a frame as well that you can remember.
That you've hand-painted.
You know, that's it, exactly. Wow. That you've hand-painted, which is important. Make some effort, please. Don't just walk into Woolies and then buy and expect things to happen.
Although you'll never go wrong if you do that. But
but I'm saying you have to add a bit extra. So, so it's Woolies and you makes the perfect Mother's Day.
And the colour palette already arranged that everything kind of goes together, which I think is really nice.
Exactly.
And then for the mom that's on the go, I know that you specifically had your eye on something, and then Ewan specifically had his eye on something, which this might be Father's Day then, but it is really...
Parents' Day.
Yeah. It is really the gift that gives to the whole family, exactly that. So there you go.
Thank you so much. Can I have it? This is so
the
good.
NutriBullet on the go. It is USB charged.
This is genius.
Genius.
This is because especially for mom, if you think about how busy mom is all the time, you can say, right, finally, you get a device that is as smooth as you are.
Oh,
love you, Mom.
Wow. Can you imagine how many smoothies she's making on the way to school for you? You are just like doing all of
what I'm looking for in my
the
life.
nutrients before you even walk through the door.
And that's it. And then obviously for Ewan, who's the perfect mom.
Ewan.
Just please just, I want you to stand by it.
The colour.
The colour is beautiful.
The more words you next to it, the better.
I mean, we do have a beautiful, beautiful range. And then, of course, how can you not pair it with a mug? It's going that extra step.
Oh, yes.
Look here, watch here. It's so...
Let's stop it. Look at that.
He's been playing with it for a while.
I love technology like this.
It is very cool, isn't it?
This is one of those... dual gifts, I would say.
Yes.
Because it's for the household, but it's yours, Mom. And you can even put something nice on there.
Well, then if Mom wants to reclaim everything back, there's a mug with her actual name on it.
Love it.
Or
I love that.
there are mugs that are for the whole family.
Yeah, Mom, thank you so much for always filling my cup. Here's one for you. Love, Carl. Oh, man, there's so many ideas here for you. And, of course, there's opportunities. Megan, thanks a lot, a.k.a. Megley. Thank you very much for offering all of these ideas. Thanks, Ewan. Let's celebrate every remarkable mom and mother figure with all they deserve this Mother's Day. Shop these luxurious homeware offerings and more at Woolworths, in-store, online, and on the app. And look out for that 20% discount as well. It could be a game changer in ensuring your mom has the smoothest Mother's Day.
Big love is in the tiny details. Every second, every look, every stitch. The details make the difference.
Oh, that was lovely. Thank you so much, guys. I mean, there's a whole lot of options for Mother's Day, so you don't have to think too much. We are helping you out. But right now, from renovations to customizations, when it comes to revolutionizing design and connectivity, Samsung does it best, prioritizing sustainable living solutions for the benefit of both consumers and the planet. And Kutle, the lucky Kutle, had VIP access to check out their dynamic partnership with Decorex for the ultimate home uplifting tips and tricks.
The decor and design industry is constantly evolving with new trends emerging. Today, we have the absolute privilege of being a part of that movement with the innovative teams at Samsung and Decorex. So get ready to be inspired and to witness a revolutionary approach to design and technology to uplift our homes.
Thank you to Samsung for having us. Thank you for Decorex for this amazing partnership. We've been longtime friends of Samsung, and we end up doing great things together. Trends, patterns, change. It is all becoming more and more elastic and porous and malleable.
Val, first and foremost, I think your presentation was an eye-opener. You gave me a deeper understanding about design and technology. Can you please give us more insight into how technology has revolutionized design?
Well, it continues to revolutionize our approach. We have no idea the possibilities that it's going to afford us. At the moment, I think that it is making us more efficient. It is opening up new possibilities. As designers, we are able to do things that we didn't even think was possible. So it's a tool. It is a tool that is enhancing our creativity and enabling us to become far more original, far more pioneering, and fetch the future.
Nomsa, the world of design is forever evolving, always changing, always new trends, right? How does Samsung take these changes and technological innovation to create a space that is both functional and effective as well as aesthetically pleasing?
At Samsung, we are at the forefront of tech, of sustainability, but most importantly, stylish innovation. And this comes from constantly listening to our customers when they need customization, personalization. They're needing energy efficiency, sustainability, but most importantly, they're needing something that is just aesthetically pleasing and stylish in their homes to suit their personal needs.
Simpiwe, please tell me more about the bespoke fridge. First of all, I absolutely love the design. Talk to us about some of the features.
Bespoke is the latest concept that allows you as a consumer to customize the fridge, meaning you change its color to suit your kitchen design, style, and a bit of personal touch. One of the coolest features we have here is what we call a beverage center. So right here, you've got a cool water solution that allows you to get flavored water. You can add lemon, you can add mint, and when you put it back, because the fridge has got smart technology, 3 sensors that sense the water level, it fills up automatically. So this fridge gives you about 730 net liters. That is huge. So if you love to entertain in your home space and you love to make platters, now you've got space for your big platter.
I feel like this could be bigger than my apartment.
100%. So it's also flexible. So if you want to store tall items, this is flexible, where you can place taller items and customize your fridge interior as you go.
Simpiwe, I am sold. Can I take this one home with me?
Definitely.
I absolutely love it. I love how Samsung pairs up and marries the idea of futuristic design and technological innovation. And should I say AI?
100%. So with AI, we've got what we call AI energy mode on our apps, so you can now monitor the fridge's energy consumption. So from a sustainability perspective, Samsung does the most, because every day your fridge will tell you exactly how much it consumes. So now you're taking full control of your energy consumption.
We got to hear decor and design trends that are making a significant impact in the design industry. But I want to find out from the people on the ground how these meaningful insights and conversations will help them uplift their homes.
The bond between functionality and beauty is every designer's dream. The idea is always to make the ornaments and your designs beautiful as well as functional.
My must-buy Samsung appliance for my home is probably the Samsung fridge because of its recipes. I'm very much all about fitness, that is my lifestyle. So just having those recipes ready for me just makes things so seamless and easy. So yes, that's a must-buy.
Samsung's innovation is great because we live in a busy world. We live in a consumable world where there's traffic, there's load shedding. But I mean, there's an app that tracks your spending on electricity, and you can press a button while you're at work and it does your laundry. So it's so simple and easy, you know? They are making life so compatible for us, and we don't have to rush home to quickly switch on an oven or a washing machine.
Nomsa, tell us more about the Better for Your Life campaign. What is it all about?
The Better for Your Life campaign is an exciting campaign that we're currently running. And this is just us giving consumers more of what they love. And it's supported by great deals and offers like your bespoke range. This is your bespoke fridge, your bespoke microwave. We're looking at lifestyle TVs. We're looking at your QLED TVs. We're looking at gaming monitors, smart monitors. There is so much that we're doing under this campaign. And this is just listening to our customers and just giving them more of what they need in terms of they're looking for more connectivity, which they can do through smart things. You know, they're looking for more stylish innovation with our bespoke fridge, something that just seamlessly fits into your kitchen and just make your kitchen stylish. So this is what we're offering to our customers, and they can check it out at samsung.com.
I think in many ways AI is going to democratize design. So for so long, art and design has become this rarefied bubble that kind of serves 1% of the population. Everyone can be a designer. Everything is available to us, and AI can help us. It is opening everything up. So, and I think the key thing here is diverse input, very rich output. So I'm absolutely very excited for our design community.
After today's insightful engagement with top tech and technology for our homes, we can now create meaningful and more valuable spaces for ourselves using these revolutionary ideas and appliances, all thanks to Samsung and Decorex.
Thank you, Kutle. That is exciting. It really is exciting, because myself and Carl, we were just talking about the type of things that gets us excited nowadays, you know? A good fridge or a vacuum cleaner for Carl.
Correct.
It's great. It
a
makes
good
us
washing machine as well.
Makes us giddy.
That's exciting because, you know, you've got all of these innovative technologies, and I think people can make the most of today with those technologies as well. Create the best possible tomorrow, which is very important, and get us all excited about these things that we love, like fridges.
Like fridges,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
It's
great.
amazing. It's beautiful. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Kutlia. We're going to take a very quick break. We having a lovely conversation with actress Shannon Ezra after the break up in Joburg. Zanelle's going to be sitting down with her, and that's not all.
Yes, Challengers, the movie that's doing the rounds. Lots of clips going out on social media. We're going to have an official review with JP Sebastian in the next couple of moments, so make sure you stay right there. Oh, there he is. You Challenger.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Expresso family. You're on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And we always tell you each and every morning that we only ever bring you superstars. And this morning, it is a face that is not unfamiliar to your screen. No, no, no. She is the best criminal lawyer on our TV screens in South Africa, okay? Probably the world, actually. Who's Annalise Keating? Who's Olivia Pope? Get them out of here, okay? We've got Shannon Ezra in the house. And of course, you know her from the SABC shows such as Yizo Yizo. We know her from Hard Copy. And of course, Isidingo. And we love her as well because she's a multifaceted woman. And that is why she is going to be having her one-woman play, My Left Breast, that is going to be at the theatre on the Square in Sandton from the 7th to the 11th of May, 2024. Everybody, please can we give her a very feel-good morning welcome. It is Shannon Ezra! Come on!
Thank you.
Shannon, I'm so starstruck.
No, stop it,
oh
please.
Oh my goodness. Also, can you represent me, please?
I mean, sure. Let me go and study law.
Okay,
no
perfect.
problem. No problem.
Shannon, let's speak about that.
Yeah.
What did you actually study? And do people ever ask you for real? Like, please, will you represent me?
I studied a BA in dramatic art
Love
at the
that.
University of
Witwatersrand.
Witwatersrand.
Yeah.
And I get asked fairly frequently.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I get messages on you know, X, Twitter, whatever we're calling it now. Please, I need help. I need a lawyer. It's like 2 in the morning, and you're like, I'm not a lawyer.
That is so funny.
Can't help you.
And imagine, what if they're like admitting things to you and like, oh.
No, it's a phenomenon, really. It's endlessly amusing to me.
Of course.
But I love it. I mean, it's wonderful to to be considered in that way, because then it means that it's, you know, it's coming across as real.
I was going to say
what we want. You know?
Literally, it speaks to your talent and how incredibly good you are at what you do. But of course, like I said, multifaceted. You act, you're a voiceover artist, you do theatre. It's all of these different things. I have to ask you to choose between your children now, Shannon.
Oh no,
which one do you love the most between acting, public speaking, and voiceover work?
Oh no, it's definitely acting.
Really?
For sure. Yeah.
Why?
I love to embody somebody else. I love to, you have an ability to really affect someone through a character or an experience or a situation, and it's a very rewarding thing when someone will say, you know, that inspired me, or that, you know, I get a lot of young women who tell me that I've inspired them to be a lawyer.
Oh, man.
Not an actor, by the way, a lawyer. And I'm like, yes, girl, represent, please.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's incredible. And also, I also think, like, you know, there's that relating part where people are able to relate to the character that you portray.
Yeah, because there's story is one of the most connecting things on the planet.
100%.
And when you can see yourself in someone else and you feel represented, or you can, it's a mirror. It's very comforting. I think we all just want to be seen.
100%. Yeah. But let's go to the characters that you portrayed.
Oh dear.
Out of every single one.
Oh, you're asking me to pick a child again?
I am again.
Girl.
Yes, we're playing Pick a Child here on Expresso. Out of every single character that you portrayed, which one is your favorite and why?
That's unfair.
Yeah, you have
That's
to.
unfair.
You have to, Shannon.
My favorite?
Yes.
You know, I can't say favorite, but I can say I think the one that is probably the most special to me is Samantha Hugo from Lioness.
Sure.
And then I'd have to say Sandra.
Of course. I mean, Sandra was just like, you know what I mean?
No, Sandra changed so much for me.
Everything.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah, she's been a real blessing.
Yeah.
And I've spent so much time with Sandra, but in terms of like real intensity, it's definitely Sam.
I love it. And you bring
and
that
Sam
intensity.
changed me a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I ask why?
Sam taught me to be brave in a very different way. She was just so resilient and unstoppable.
Yes.
And so impulsive. You know, I'm not an impulsive person. I don't, you know, my father will say you act in haste, you repent in leisure.
Yes.
And so I'm very thoughtful, but Sam would just go at a problem and I don't know, it released a couple of things for me.
That's beautiful. That makes me happy because I'm always happy when artists are able to get something from their art as well, because you guys give so much of yourselves.
Well, I think that every single character comes along to shift some aspect of you.
Sure.
You know, you have to approach everything with so much curiosity. You can't come at a character with judgment. You're not doing your job correctly.
Yeah.
So it shifts you. It opens you up.
I love that. Yeah. But let's speak about this now, Shannon, because I know that Isidingo is something that will forever be in our hearts.
Oh, the dingo.
Yeah, oh, the dingo.
got my baby.
Is that all you guys know at the dingo?
Dingo got my baby.
Oh, my word. I want to know when it comes to Isidingo, because I got told by our amazing producer that you were cast for 2 roles on Isidingo.
Yes, I played 2 different people at 2 different times.
How did this happen?
So when I first was cast in Isidingo, it was 2004, and I had a 3-month storyline playing a character by the name of Yvette May, and she came on as Kyle Ortlip's girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
And she became involved in this very intense cult. And Langley Kirkwood was playing Gustav.
Yes.
And it was just a 3-month, you know, it was really just to move Kyle's character along, and it was incredible to be at the SABC filming every day for those 3 months. And then 10 years later,
10.
I had just moved back from Los Angeles. I lived in LA for 6 years, and I'd been back about 4 weeks, and I'd been visiting my parents first, and I came back to Joburg, and I popped in to see my agents at the time, and my agent looked at me, he said, "When last were you on Isidingo?" And I was like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I mean, I was just such a broken little human when I got back.
Aww.
And he was like, "I think it's been long enough." And I went, vague, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, "There's a character that's come in."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure. It's time's passed." And he said, I said, okay, so when's the audition? And he said, no, it's yours if you want it. And I went,
Come on.
what's that now? And and then that's where Angelique came in.
Yeah, and the rest is history. And again, you are making history with your one-woman play, My Left Breast. Please, tell us all about it, why we need to go watch it, where can we get tickets?
Okay, so you can get tickets on CompuTicket for Theatre on the Square, and then I'm also doing a run after that at the Kingsmead College Theatre called the Mkhwanazi Theatre.
Yes.
And that will be available. That's available on Quicket now. So the play, I mean, it's an astonishing piece of work. And in 2020, when I was at Wits, I did a 20-minute, very abridged version of it for a third-year director's black box theatre.
Yes.
And my drama teacher from high school had come to see it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, in September of this year, she voice noted me and she was like, what was that play you did about the boob?
About the boob?
So, My Left Breast by Susan Miller. She said, I think you're old enough now to really do it properly.
Oh, wow.
And I was excited and terrified, and there it was. And it's an astonishing play. It's an astonishing true story. It's a woman's account of 12 years of her recovery from breast cancer.
Sure.
The loss of a child, motherhood, womanhood, grief, loss, heartbreak. It's full of pathos and wit, and it's achingly heartfelt and funny. You know, people think, oh, it's a play about cancer, you can't laugh. And I'm like, if you don't laugh, we're going to die.
100%.
It is funny, it is dry, and just so honest and raw, and there's something in it for everybody.
We can't wait. Everybody will be there. I will be there. The crew will be there. You will be there. Remember,
I will be there.
Yes,
I have to be there.
If you're not there,
no, I'll be there.
She will 100% be there. 7th to 11th of May, 2024, of course. And you need to make sure that you get your tickets on CompuTicket. It is Theatre on the Square in Sandton. And I can't wait to see you there when we go and check Sandra doing her thing. Or forgive me, I'm saying Sandra now.
That's fun.
Check Shannon.
I go by many names.
Many names. And we love each and every one of them. I can't wait. And I know it's going to be absolutely brilliant because of this thespian that is right here beside me. For now, though, Expresso family, make sure you do not go anywhere. Cape Town, what's going on your side?
A lot.
Sure, a lot's
going on.
Yeah, we've had some rather deep discussions about movies right now, because that is what we are going to be discussing now. But not old movies, new movies this time around. Challenges. Apparently, there's been clips going around. I haven't seen any. JP.
People are hunger for this.
Yeah,
Really?
that is such an important word that you mentioned there. No, trust me, these things are popping up my timeline. It's because there's this very, I'm going to say there's a very revealing scene where Zendaya's in between two gentlemen.
Okay.
And they look like both of them would like to court her. I'm trying to be as...
no, it's fine. It's a tennis term, so we're on the right track.
That's why I said it. You know, I didn't want to make too much of a racket.
I messed up Carl's puns. That's what he lives and dies for.
No, you could. But yes, talk to us.
So Challenges is out today, the one that you all know about, that you don't even need me to talk about, because it's a Zendaya movie. It's a big deal. The reason it's a big deal is because it's Luca Guadagnino who's the director. Previously, he did Call Me By Your Name, which was Timothée Chalamet being sexy. But so yeah, he's taking everyone's favorites from Dune as well. That's why you're smiling, because it's Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet. We were just talking about Dune to the death here before cameras came on. But it's Challenges time, and let's have a little bit of a look at a featurette, including the lady herself and Mike Feist and Josh O'Connor. Shame I forgot his name earlier. Anyway, here it is. Challenges out today.
It's like a tennis movie, but it's not really about tennis. Tennis is really just the outlet. These characters choose to express their chaos.
At the beginning of the film, Patrick and Art both fall in love with Tashi.
How often does this happen? Going after the same girl?
Not as often as you think. Patrick tries to woo Tashi, and Art tries to woo Tashi.
Come here.
Which one of us? As they grow older, they have a falling out.
Maybe you're disturbed by the fact that she could lean to someone like me.
When we were teenagers.
When we were teenagers.
And a certain tournament brings them all back together.
Hey, I love you.
I know. Our director, Luca, had a clear vision for what this film could be.
Luca, he's constantly thinking about these frictions between what would otherwise be very close friends and lovers.
This is a passionate love story where the rules of the game of tennis become the rules of the game of seduction. And that, for me, felt very cinematic.
This film is a roller coaster of emotions.
I'm playing for both of us, Tashi.
It really challenges you as an audience.
Let's go!
And that's what's so fun about it.
I assume you planned this?
Not this part.
No, though.
Okay.
Well, we know
officially
till
intrigued after that one. Yes.
And the thing that Shame Ewan pointed out, because he's a good boy, unlike us freaks, us pervs, Carl and JP.
What are you talking about?
It's a sexy movie. Like, Ewan was like, it just looks like a good sports movie, too. And that's what critics are saying.
Yeah.
I've not seen it just yet. This is only a preview. But apparently, like, if you love stuff like Rocky, if you love stuff like Warrior and all that other business, it's a sports movie, too, as well as a menage a trois. Was a lot more gurgly R than I planned for. So the story being, we start off with the characters in their teen years, and all of them are aspiring and very promising tennis players. And one night, they decide to get a bit silly and seduce the young lady who seems like she's innocent. Everyone's like, I wonder if she's not the conniving, the planning one here. We'll find out when we watch the movie, and we definitely will this weekend. So there's a hookup. And then years later, she decides on someone, or they decide on someone. Who knows? Who decides on what? It's a love triangle. Who loves who? Maybe the boys love each other too. Aha, there's another twist in the tail. And a twist in the tail, a twist in the knee, is what disrupts her career when she was like on the verge of possibly being like literally like the next Naomi Osaka type level of tennis player. She then has to take a back seat because her knee is done, man. Then she ends up coaching her husband. That's right. She ends up marrying one of the dudes who she hooked up with. And there is still, however, this undertone, this undercurrent of who should have won her, who was, the challenger for her love. So this is sort of like back in the day when movies had like men dueling with swords, now it's tennis rackets for who is going to rescue the damsel in distress. However, is she the hapless, innocent damsel that everyone thinks she is, or is she planning this all along? Because is she manipulating the guys? Is it a Gone Girl sort of situation? It could be very intriguing and very saucy. People are going wild for not just that, but also like apparently the way Luca Guadagnino films Sweat and men in short shorts has everyone hot under the collar. So this is the guy who did Call Me By Your Name.
Oh, my God.
There was a whole scene with short shorts in that. We won't go into that. He's got an obsession, that's clear. And I know a lot of you have an obsession with Zendaya, and that makes complete sense. Zendaya, whatever. Sue me. And it's the visual that counts. And like I said, the key word here is hunger. People are for this. What's great about Luca Guadagnino is that he does scandal movies, he does spill the tea type movies.
He does hunger movies.
Hunger movies.
Yeah.
But like artfully elevated, man. Like he's a great director. So.
No, he's great, yeah.
And it's fine if you want to watch scandal and Skinner movies and that type of things, but what he's actually doing here is giving you something that's cinematic on top of that. Yeah. Because he's done great stuff in the past, not just Call Me By Your Name, but Suspiria as well. He's a great director, and I'm sure that this is going to be a home run, as they say in tennis.
Okay. Yeah. Right, that's it. But I do like the fact that artistically, but I think artistically it's great. Because tennis is a traditional back and forth. And I think that's probably why you're playing on that particular sport subject. You could pick any sport, but I think there's a reason why he chose tennis.
Oh, absolutely. So she says in the trailers, and again, because I haven't seen this myself, but it's one of these things that seems obvious, but apparently it comes into the design so well. She says tennis is a relationship. Tennis isn't just like, I'm not, deprecating soccer. I love Real Madrid too. But like you kick an object into a net and whatever, and you're just trying to get away from adversaries.
Yes.
You're keeping the ball aloft until the time is right for you to make your strike, make your play. Whatever. We'll figure it out when we watch it for ourselves. So, hey, maybe I'm eating into the court here. Let's have a look at another scene from Challengers, and this is later in their love triangle where she is possibly manipulating the guy. He's possibly manipulating her. Who knows until we watch it today.
Tell me it doesn't matter. Tell me it doesn't matter if I win tomorrow.
No. You tell me if it matters. You're the professional competitor, Art. It can't be about avoiding my judgment. I'm not a nun. I'm not your mommy.
I'm just asking that you love me no matter what.
What am I, Jesus?
Yeah.
you can beat him.
What if I don't? How are you gonna look at me if I still can't beat Patrick Zweig?
Just like this.
Wow, challenges, it looks good.
What a good guy. He could repeat all the dialogue from that. Call it JP, which is like,
So it's just challenges, it's out. You said it's out this weekend. That's going to be fantastic. So thanks a lot to JP and for making a racket about that particular movie.
Yeah, we'll see you now. Quick ad break and we'll come back. The Joy will perform for us one more time.
Whoa.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here on S3. And if you are passionate about the game, you can use your sport know-how to predict match day results and claim your share in today's sports stake jackpots. Your chances of winning big could become a reality off the pitch.
You can play your favorite sports stake game on the nationallottery.co.za website. So make sure you play now and stand a chance to earn those bragging rights to #BeInja your game.
Let's get some joy.
Oh my goodness, 100%. We're getting some joy from the Joy with Jesu, everybody!
Ikamelithi Jesu.
Introducing the all-new Clover Full Cream Butter Spread. Smooth, creamy, and effortlessly spreadable. Butter up your day with Clover Butter Spread.
Another feel-good production.